Blitz.com.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. Live out at Lucy Cooper's over on 151 and 410.
What you got like smoke signals going with Shelton over there? It's like, hey,
yeah. Well, I mean, that's kind of what it is.
That's really all he understands anyway, isn't it?
Aren't really.
Can you hear me?
Huh?
It's going to be a great show.
Yeah, it's one of those things.
Sure.
Starting off with a little turbulence as we get underway. I have no idea. Well, we'll figure it out. It's Thursday,
it's a great idea, Jim.
Yes, it is. Take off anyway.
Hello, Jim.
Yeah, there you go. I mean, that's what it boils down to. I mean, there's a sign here at Lucy Cooper's that says dumbass, and Greg Shelton took a picture with it earlier. It should be his new profile picture.
Yeah, I think so. It's I get the feeling that a lot of people have walked through that door looking for the restroom, and they had to put up a sign that says, "This is the kitchen door, dumbass." And just so you know. The problem is with that sign, though, it needs to be a little lower, doesn't it? I mean, seriously, because if you're that much of a dumbass, you're probably not looking up to see the sign.
Well, especially because most people are walking around and they've got their hand in their phones, and so they're not looking up. But if they move the sign down, dumbass, then it would be like in the middle of the door and you would run right into the sign.
Well, they could put it on the sign right over here next to the beer sign.
Well, they're all beer signs, dumbass.
They are. Well, no, that's a Jameson sign right there. There's a Seagram's vodka
an Irish
sign.
Whiskey, and
there's a nice
kind of go from there.
Cowboys Crown Royal mirror over here. So you got it all.
Yeah, you do.
We're well represented. They've got a Pabst Blue Ribbon. And I'm just wondering, does anybody sell that stuff anymore?
I mean, there's a sign on the wall.
Do y'all sell Pabst Blue Ribbon? They don't even know what that is.
I mean, you're getting a look at, like, what are you talking about,
what?
dumbass?
Exactly.
I think dumbass is going to be the word of the day, the theme of the show.
I think it should be. Why not?
Carlos says, can we buy you guys drinks?
Of course you can.
Well, yeah. Is Carlos sitting here at the bar?
I don't know. Is he?
Or is he just going to call Lucy Cooper's on 151?
Well, if Carlos smart, he would get his butt down here.
He would. Although, and you got to be smarter than that guy. And I had 2 people message me earlier talking about that they were going to come out here because it's not far from where they are, and that both were headed to the 281 location. And if you show up there, you get the dumbass award.
You do.
Because we're at the 151 location, 410 and 151.
You know, this area has grown up a bunch over here. And I didn't realize, apparently we were told by our nice server that this has been here almost 2 years.
Well, see, that's the thing, Joe. I mean, this area didn't just grow up in this area last week. I mean, it's been growing. And every time we do our show in this part of the town, you have the same reaction. You know, sometimes if you left your little bubble, you would realize the world is going on.
Why the hell do I want to leave my bubble?
Well, I mean, I get it. I mean, because, you know, creatures of habit, we go to the places near where we live or where we work. Although where we work, we don't want to hang out there. So no. We go back to where we live because, you know, otherwise we'd be hanging out with Greg Shelton at whatever dive bar he shows up at.
Well, that's probably his house. That's his dive bar.
You know, if Greg Shelton's house was like a cool dive bar, we would all hang out there. I mean, we would, because there's nothing better than a great dive bar.
Well, I don't know. I've never been to Greg Shelton's house. Never had an invite to go to Shelton's house. But I'm just, looking at Greg Shelton, I kind of assume his house might have a dive bar feel.
I mean, you mean with old furniture and probably needs to be cleaned up a little bit?
Maybe some beer signs on the wall.
I mean, his house, his entire house probably looks a lot like your dorm room back in the day, minus the used items that you don't want your mom to see.
Right. Well, you know, what's funny, I lived in a place, and it's no longer in San Marcos now. It used to be called Buckner Hall.
Buckner Hall.
When I first moved in to
I can only imagine the different things that were used as opposed to Buckner Hall.
I don't know what the hell they were called. Doesn't really matter.
Well,
but we left a mark there.
Yeah, you did.
Because we lived on the third floor, my roommate and I.
Yeah.
And that first semester, really first year of college was so much fun. I don't remember a lot of it, but it was a lot of fun.
You survived.
I do remember, though, my buddy hanging out the window, puking down, and it was white brick. And so that puke stayed there a while. And so that was kind of his tribute to the first year of college.
Now, do you remember what led to the puking?
Well, a lot of drinking, dumbass.
Duh. I mean, was there a specific bottle or beer that was consumed that guy probably can't look at today? You know, like you go back to the day, grape or orange, Mad Dog 2020. I don't even want to see it. I don't want to see it. I can't see it. A Navy buddy of mine, Carlos, who you know, that guy can't see Captain Morgan's.
I heard that story.
Quite frankly, I don't want to look at Captain Morgan's, but it wasn't coming out of my gut. So do you remember?
No, I don't.
Buckner Hall.
Well,
what caused him to heave 3 stories worth of puke?
Well, it wasn't. It could have been the Domino's pizza because
don't blame Domino's for that.
No, I'm just saying because
it might have been your ramen noodle cooking for all we know.
Well, I didn't cook ramen noodles, dude.
You're the only one in college.
I didn't cook ramen noodles.
Never.
Well, I've had them. But I didn't have them in college.
Well, everybody has them in college. No, college people are the only people that keep that business going.
No, because
once you become an adult, you realize 25-cent ramen noodle is crap.
Pledge can attest to this because back in the day, there used to be a place called Fushek's Barbecue.
Well, sure.
Right? And you could get 6 chopped beef sandwiches for $5.
Yeah.
And so, 6 of us would go in. It's like 75 cents a piece.
But you could get 87 packages of ramen noodles for that same $5.
Okay, dude, let me tell you something. Chopped beef sandwiches or ramen noodles? You tell me.
Chopped beef.
Okay, so I'm spending the extra 75 cents.
You were rich in college then.
Oh, yeah, sure.
I mean, if you had that extra 75 cents,
I worked in
the day, and it was, do we eat or do we drink? And we always took drinking.
See, I don't expect this from you, Minix, because you are a hack guy. Right? You always know a way around something. You know the best restaurants. You know how to get more points on your Southwest card. You know how to, adjust the system.
How to work systems, but
that's what I mean.
Start off knowing how to work systems.
Well, I did because I worked at a country club there in San Marcos. It was called Quail Creek Country Club. It's no longer there either, which is kind of sad.
Well, it's because you rigged the system and put them out of business.
Well, I mean, you just go to the clubhouse and steal the. Not steal the food, borrow the food.
You don't borrow food. Or if you work in the bar business, you don't borrow alcohol.
Well, sure you do.
You're stealing it.
No.
You're taking the
stealing is such a harsh word.
You're taking the profits from the owner.
Stealing is such a harsh word. And then they go out of
business. But you had a good time.
Had a great time.
Hope you sleep well at night.
I do, like
those
a baby.
People that own the country club, man, they're
no longer there.
Set. Yeah, they thought they were set. Now they have real jobs, and the grandkids have to work because of you.
Boy, I tell you. Well, I mean, then they should. Kids ought to work.
Yeah,
that's right. Teach them something. How to rig the system.
Yeah, there you go.
College was a lot of fun. I wish I remembered more of it.
It's called a lunch loan.
No, I really do.
You don't really want to remember.
I remember some things that I wish I didn't.
Well, and there's probably some things at Buckner Hall that you would like to forget as well.
No. Buckner Hall.
It was a good time, not a long time, and that makes it okay.
I was just a baby at Buckner Hall, but see, then the golf course had a house out there. Right? It was old because the golf course used to be a dairy. And so the dairy farmer lived in this house. And so they kept this house. And as you gained seniority, you could live in that house for free. Now, of course, the rats lived in there, too. So you had to share. But that's where
sure it smelled wonderful.
Well, because we were right on the second green. All right. We were right on the second green.
Yeah.
And so now if that green could talk, there'd be some stories to tell. Absolutely.
Really?
Because you wouldn't stay in the house. There were too many people there. So you had to go to the second green.
So so how many times did you birdie number 2?
Quite a few.
Bogeys?
Yeah. No bogeys.
Double bogeys?
No. Well, there might have been one.
Yeah.
Never went out of bounds though, so that's a good thing.
You never went out of bounds.
Never went out of bounds. No.
How many times did you whip on that drive?
Back then, never that I'm aware of. I was
You were a what?
I was an accurate shooter back then.
Were you?
Yes. Obviously, I'm more of a biter. No, those were the days.
Mm-hmm.
Those were the days.
Good old time.
Yeah, I need to write a book.
No, you don't.
No, I really do.
It'd be a pamphlet. Hey, you don't have photos. Thank God we didn't have social media back then.
No, or cell phones, for goodness sake. Did you have cell phones when you went to college?
Yeah, they were just coming out. They were yay big.
No, see, I didn't, and that was good.
We had the pagers.
Right.
It was more about having the pagers back then.
Didn't have a pager either.
You sold them.
Well, but that's after college.
I mean, you talk about a business. I mean, Joe graduates college, has a degree. You and Emmitt Smith. I mean, remember when Emmitt invested all that money in the beeper business? And then like 2 weeks later, the beepers were a thing of the past?
Dude, let me tell you something. If I'd have stuck with the job that I had out of college, I'd be a bazillionaire living in Chicago right now.
You think?
And not sitting next to you talking on the radio.
So things really worked out well for you.
I guess they did, right?
That's what I hear.
Not bad.
It is the Blitz on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. Live out at Lucy Cooper's on 151, 410, 151 area. We're here till 6 with our friends from Flight by Yingling, and I'm seeing them unpack all the prizes they have to give away. So get on out here to Lucy Cooper's on 151. Your chance to win some great stuff. Start the long holiday weekend. Coming up on the Blitz in about 20 minutes or so, UTSA quarterback, or do we say former?
I guess you have to say former.
Former UTSA
legend.
Quarterback. Yeah.
The legend that is.
Yeah. Frank Harris, the greatest poker player in San Antonio, will join us about 2:35. Jeff Traylor at 3:35, who might be an even better poker player. All of them with their poker face on for the last 3.5 weeks. Coming up, though, some more injuries for the Dallas Cowboys offensive line. Yeah. Tyron Smith. Yeah.
Does that really surprise you?
No.
Of course not.
It's always a matter of when, not if. And now the question is if he'll be able to play Sunday. We'll give you the latest coming up here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It's Thursday Night Football tonight on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. It's the Saints and Rams, an NFC battle in LA tonight at 6:30 p.m. Presented by Flight by Yingling and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Over the past decade, the Roof Hub has proven to be the best place to watch games with those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. Football, basketball, all the UFC fights. And when you show up at the Roof Hub, show up hungry. The food is fantastic. Open daily at 11. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and the best place to watch a game. Celebrating 10 years in business, the Roof Hub is next to the Angry Elephant there at 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roof.
There's never any FOMO with the iHeartRadio app. You won't ever have to miss out on your favorite shows and contests with this radio station again. Radio 24/7, 365. We're here when you want us. Stay connected and listen anywhere when you download the free iHeartRadio app.
You know what makes the best stocking stuffer? Fireworks! Top off your Christmas list at Mr. W Fireworks. All stands and stores are now open and filled with last-minute gift ideas. Shop early and save more. Visit MrWFireworks.com for a location near you.
And now a message from Puffs Plus Lotion Tissues. Ordinary tissues can leave you with a red nose, so choose Puffs Plus Lotion for all of your blows. Puffs have lotion to soothe sensitive skin, so you can wipe without wincing. It's a win-win. Puffs have cushiony thickness, which brings relief too, so the days of sore red noses are gone and through. When you're after soothing softness, a nose in need deserves Puffs indeed.
Thanks to Total Wine, you saved more on all the gifts for the ones you adore. Wine, spirits, beers, all nestled on shelves. Got some advice from our helpful elves. Oh, so many gifts to explore when you go to Total Wine and more. Bottles so delightful, whoa, whoa, whoa. priced so amazingly low, low, low.
With the lowest prices for over 30 years, you'll always find what you love and love what you find. Only at Total Wine & More.
Drink responsibly, B20.
Wendy's Peppermint Frosty and Frosty Cream Cold Brew make the perfect gift for anyone in your life, especially for you. Yeah, this year you're sitting on your own lap and getting yourself what you want. Finally. And now every day this season, unlock 20% off your total when you get any small, medium, or large Frosty in the Wendy's app. So order something from your own wish list this year.
Limited time only. Participating U.S. Wendy's with app offer and registration. Applies to menu items only. Taxes and fees excluded.
Last minute shopping? Ulta Beauty has everything I need for everyone on my list. Ready to gift fragrance kits from YSL and Valentino. And the hottest gift sets from MAC, Tarte, and Lancome. Plus, everyone loves an Ulta Beauty gift card. Shop last-minute gifts that will bring joy to everyone on your list. Hurry in store or place your online pickup order today. Ulta Beauty. The possibilities are beautiful.
Now is the best time to buy a Connecticut water softener. With current models being closed out to make way for the new ones, you can save big. Call Connecticut at 656-PURE and tell them Dave Ramsey sent you. That's 656-PURE.
Oh, Christmas leaks, you make our carpet squishy.
Here at Quarter Moon Plumbing, we know all your Christmas wants, like the popular leaky faucet, the overflowing toilet, or the trendy clogged sewer line. No matter what list you're on, naughty or nice, Quarter Moon Plumbing will answer your call fast and fix your emergency quickly so you can get back to your Coco and Carolyn.
651-5899.
License number M16004. DACLA 000743458.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
When asked what is on your wish list this holiday season, send your Santa to 5 Oaks Ace Hardware on Thousand Oaks. 5 Oaks Ace Hardware has that new grill and all the grill accessories you have been wanting, plus over 300 spices and rubs that make great stocking stuffers. If you need power tools, 5 Oaks Ace Hardware has all the top brands and the tools you want. 5 Oaks Ace Hardware has specialty gifts and everything you need for indoor and outdoor lighting, decorations, and gifts. Drop the hint or kickstart the holiday shopping yourself at 5 Oaks Ace Hardware on Thousand Oaks near Jones Maltzberger.
Guys, want to lose weight, improve your performance, and increase your drive? Revive Men's Health can help you make it happen with our new cutting-edge weight loss medications like your favorite athletes and celebrities use. They're affordable and available now. And since your testosterone level has a direct impact on your weight and fitness, get a free T-check and free exam. Book your appointment today at Revive San Antonio. We know we can help you. Call 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
The Jim Rome Show.
Hey, Jim Rome here, and back in the military city of San Antonio.
Weekdays at noon on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagle. I'm Jason Minix. Out at Lucy Cooper's 151 and 410 with our friends from Flight by Yingling. They got lots of prizes over there. Come by, hang out with us, have something to drink. Cold Yingling, win some great prizes. Lunch here was fantastic.
Yeah, the food's great.
At a Juicy Lucy.
I had a club sandwich, and it was the biggest club sandwich I've ever seen.
It was massive.
It was huge.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Did you finish it all?
Well, all but the bread. On the second, they cut it in half.
Uh-huh.
And so I just ate the meat out of it, the second half.
Yeah.
It was delicious. French fries.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Juicy Lucy's good.
Yeah. I'm sure it looked good.
It was a great burger, but it wasn't what I was expecting.
What were you expecting?
A Juicy Lucy. Like, we were at the Super Bowl in Minnesota.
Are we still talking about college?
No.
Oh.
They do their burgers up there, and they call it a Juicy Lucy with the cheese in the middle, and somehow they cook it in there, and it's very hard to do. I've tried recreating a Juicy Lucy at the house, but I don't have a flat iron grill, and so it's hard to do it like on a regular grill to get that same effect. Here, it's just a great double cheeseburger with lots of cheese. It was fantastic, but not
what I thought I was getting when I ordered a Juicy Lucy. But one of the better burgers I've had in a long time.
Well, that's too bad. Are you disappointed?
No, it was a great burger.
Well, okay then.
I mean, when you're sometimes when it comes out, you go, well, that's not what I was thinking, and you're happy. You're pleasantly surprised. That's what that burger was. That was a fantastic burger.
Well, that's good. Yeah, Fred Villarreal says there's a Lucy's in New Braunfels.
There
also.
is. Yeah.
I thought that was the one and only on 281.
No, well, the same people own it, the Smith family. Rhonda Smith she's become a celebrity chef. She's on a lot of the game shows and cooking shows.
Yeah.
And, she's big time. But they have the one on 281. That's not where we're at. We're on 151. They opened up the one in New Braunfels, and they have this one here.
Renee from Yingling just put up a Flight by Yingling, kind of a blow-up beer can.
Yeah.
In the Christmas spirit, that'd look good in my front yard, wouldn't it?
I think your wife would shoot you if you put that in the front yard.
I just think that's, you see all the blow-up stuff everywhere.
So, in other words, some people have the Christmas spirit, and you've got the spirit of beer?
Well, sure.
All right, I'm with you.
I think that's great.
How many hours do you think you could have that out there before your wife made you take it down or took it down?
As soon as she got home from work.
I was going to say.
Yeah.
I mean, actually, would you allow it to be out there before she got home from work? Or would you put it out there, but, she's on her way, she texted or called, I'm on my way, do I need to pick up anything? And that would be out of your front door before she got home.
Well, the problem is that I get home later than she does.
Okay.
So I'd have to put it up like in the middle of the night, and maybe she wouldn't see it.
I think that it's impossible for her not to see that.
Yeah, you know what's funny? Is that Maggie doesn't like inflatables like that when they're decorations. So I do.
Yeah.
So I got a little snowman. All of my stuff is in the backyard.
That's wrong.
It's in the backyard. So you can have it.
Do you not live in that house too?
Well, I do.
Do you not have any say what goes on at that house?
No. Do you?
You've been to my house.
So you don't either.
I've got 2 memorabilia rooms and a second TV in the living room. It's only taken damn near 30 years, but yeah.
I'll get there, maybe. But so I've got my snowman in the backyard. It's nice. And what's cool about that is as I'm sitting in my living room, I can actually look at it the whole time if I want to.
So you've got a thing for inflatable snowman and inflatable beer cans.
Sure.
Okay.
Especially beer cans. That one's nice, and it moves around.
It circles.
It twirls.
It's rotating.
It's rotating, yes. Sure
Joe
is.
and his rotating inflatable.
Wow. Yeah, that sounds bad, does it?
And it's a long cylinder that rotates.
There's probably places you can buy those. Dude.
So Tyron Smith apparently hurt his back in that game against Buffalo. Now, we're a little unsure if Tyron Smith is going to be able to play on Sunday against the Miami Dolphins. Shannon Sharp might have had the line of the day today on First Take.
What did he say?
He said the Cowboys are like his exes, and they look good, but I don't trust them.
Yeah.
And new statement when it comes to the Dallas Cowboys. Do you trust them in a big game on the road in Miami Sunday to go down there and get a win?
No. I mean, the quick answer is no. I don't, because they don't play well on the road. And Miami plays well at home. I mean, Miami and Dallas kind of mirror each other when it comes to that. They both play well at home. They don't play well on the road, and they don't beat teams with winning records.
Well, they beat Philadelphia. They have winning records. Seattle winning record. I mean, that narrative left in November.
I
right?
don't think so.
It really did.
No.
But look, really you always try. Look at the schedule. The gauntlet started, and everybody they played has a winning record.
Okay.
Right?
Well, Philly is Philly, and they were at home, right? So, yeah, and I guess technically Seattle had a winning record.
Technically, it's not a technical; it's a fact. They had a winning record.
Technically, they had
the Cowboys played them.
So Philly, but then they go to Buffalo and get curb stomped.
They did.
So it's on the road that they can't seem to get out of their own way.
But when you look at, and again, the Cowboys, it is a prove-it game. Do you trust them to go down there and get a win?
No.
Now, I look at this Cowboys team, Now, I was feeling really good about this Miami game until I heard that Tyron Smith is dealing with the back issue. And Clarence Hill Jr. of the Fort Worth Star-Telegram said that Tyron's back is a bigger concern right now than Zach Martin's quad. And both of those guys could be Saturday decisions, if not game time decisions. The last time the Cowboys had to play without those two guys was the Arizona game, and we all know what happened.
Yeah.
And that was not good.
Well, they were missing 3 at that game,
They were
right?
missing 3. So, I mean, if Tyron can go and be somewhat like Tyron, and if Zach Martin can play, then I do like the Cowboys' chances this weekend, because I think the Miami injuries are a lot more. And the Cowboys have to get better at tackling. Was last week an anomaly. And you like to think after you got embarrassed, you come back with a little bit more of a sense of urgency to play well. You know, Mike McCarthy was asked, well, what do you do inside of a week to fix the tackling issues?
I think it's a lot like, believing in the Christmas spirit. You just believe in what you put into this, and you believe in your foundations, and so you just keep believing. So
keep believing in that Christmas miracle that they'll be able to tackle a Tyreek Hill. Do you believe in Santa Claus?
I do believe in Santa Claus, yes. I do. The Cowboys need to believe in that. It's not necessarily Tyreek Hill that they have to worry about, although just like every other team in the NFL, they have nobody that can keep up with that guy. Nobody does. And I haven't seen an updated injury report, but I think he is scheduled to be on the field on Sunday. Who I'd worry more about is Mostert.
Yeah.
Right? The running game, because the Dolphins can run the football. And as we saw last week, the Cowboys can't tackle anybody that comes out of the backfield with the football. So that's more of an issue than anything. Look, this could very well be a shootout. I could see a shootout in Miami, and it could very well be the last team with the football that's going to win this game. I had a better feeling last week about Buffalo winning than I do about Miami winning. I think this game could go either way, but I think it's going to be one of those entertaining offensive games.
I agree with that. And if it's a shootout, I do think that favors the Dallas Cowboys.
Why?
You look at the offense that they have put up this year. And so, yes, it will be on the road, and yes, it will be on grass. But if they are getting into a shootout, that is what the Cowboys have done well. They have scored a ton of points. And if they're in a shootout, that means Dak Prescott is in a rhythm. That means CeeDee Lamb is in a rhythm. You look at matchups, I think Jake Ferguson can have a huge game, and Tony Pollard catching passes out of the backfield. And, Brandon Cooks on the back end. They took a couple of deep shots last week with him when Buffalo didn't have the 2 high safeties. And if Miami runs that kind of offense, I figured Brandon Cooks has a chance to go over the top. If it's a shootout, I favor the Cowboys, because that means the Cowboys' offense is in rhythm.
Well, that may very well be. What concerns me on the other side of the coin is the Cowboys' secondary. If Tyreek Hill plays and you've got Waddle over there as well, I'm not sure that there's anybody in that secondary that can cover either one of those guys. And so if Tua has any time at all, and that's going to come down to that pass rush of the Dallas Cowboys, they've got to get some pressure on him. If they've got any receivers are going to get open.
And Cowboys are so good at rushing the passer, and Miami could be down 3 offensive linemen.
Could be.
So that would favor the Dallas Cowboys.
Nobody practiced yesterday for them.
No, but it's Wednesday in December. So, look at the injury reports today and really tomorrow, I think, to really get a gauge on who will be available on Sunday for Miami. But when you look at that pass rush, what the Cowboys can't have, so many of those Miami plays are long developing plays. With the Cowboys pass rush, they can't have, the none-yard pass that ends up being a 60-yard run after the catch. That's where the Cowboys should find themselves in trouble. It is the Blitz here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star, live out at Lucy Cooper's on 151. UTSA legendary quarterback Frank Harris joins us next here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It's Dallas Cowboys football on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. The Cowboys head to South Florida for a Sunday afternoon showdown with the Fins. This Sunday, 2:30 p.m., Cowboys, Dolphins.
Prescott's going to throw it in the left side of the end zone, and it's Gallup behind the defender. Touchdown!
Touchdown, Cowboys!
Presented by AA Best Bail Bonds, the law office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chancla, Ewald Kubota, Mother's Window Tint, Woods Comfort Systems, and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Right now, I'm driving to work, but that's not where I'm going. I'm going to more important things. I'm going to visit Papa. I'm going to go out with friends and to an anniversary dinner. And I look out at the big trucks and buses and people walking and think, we're all going somewhere. And we need to work together to share the road and get there safely. Learn how at www.sharetheroadsafely.gov.
Paid for by the Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration.
Joe Reinagle here. I want to tell you about something that has completely changed my life. I had vision correction surgery at Parkhurst New Vision. The results are amazing. The readers are a thing of the past. Hey, if you're like me and tired of those glasses, call Parkhurst New Vision at 210-585-2020. They offer a variety of services like vision correction surgery. So call Parkhurst New Vision, 210-585-2020, or get them online at sanantoniolasik.com.
If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747 or online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149.
Do you have a game plan for COVID-19? Prescription oral treatments must be taken within the first 5 days of symptoms, even if mild. If you have a high risk factor, ask your doctor if treatment is right for you. Visit treatcovid19.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
My dad has a cold, but also has high blood pressure. That's why I got him Vicks NyQuil High Blood Pressure for fast, powerful nighttime relief. Unlike some ordinary cold medicines, it's specially formulated for people like my dad. NyQuil High Blood Pressure is sugar-free, alcohol-free, and decongestant-free.
Vicks NyQuil High Blood Pressure. The nighttime sniffling, sneezing, coughing, aching, fever, sore throat, cold, and flu for people with high blood pressure.
Like my dad.
Medicine. Use as directed.
Fill your game day cooler with the refreshing taste of Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea. Smooth, real brewed tea with a 5% kick of alcohol. Look for the bright yellow cans. Twisted Tea. Keep it twisted.
Twisted Tea Brewing Company, Cincinnati, Ohio. Please drink responsibly.
Our biggest clearance sale of the year is happening now at Blue Bonnet Chrysler Dodge Ram. The Wrap Up the Year sales event. Save 15% off MSRP on new Ram 1500 trucks. Wrap up some heavy-duty savings. Take 12% off MSRP on all new Ram heavy-duty trucks. Save $6,800 off MSRP on a new 2023 Dodge Charger SXT posted at only $28,995. Make no payments for 90 days. And remember,
at Blue Bonnet price is the difference.
Call 830-626-9799 for full price and offer details.
At Lowe's, save big every day when you buy in bulk. Get 10% off select concrete mix when you buy 1 pallet or more. And there's more. Get 15% off select primed finger joint boards when you buy 10 or more. Visit us in-store or online for low prices on the materials you need. Because Lowe's knows savings. Lowe's knows pros. Selection varies by location. While supplies last. Discount taken at time of purchase. See sales associate for details.
O'Reilly Auto Parts Holiday Gift Guide is here. If you're struggling with gift ideas, we have several options for gifts under $20, like a digital tire gauge, screwdriver sets, LED work lights, and more. Our professional parts people will help you pick out the perfect gift for that hard-to-buy-for person. Stop by O'Reilly Auto Parts or shop O'ReillyAuto.com.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
There's no gift that's more beautiful, more versatile, and more meaningful than a beautiful piece of jewelry. And there's no better place to shop than Diamonds Direct, where making memorable moments is our specialty. Last minute shopper? Relax. This holiday season, we've put together our most impressive selection of can't-miss gifts you can get today. Rings, earrings, pendants, bracelets, bands for every taste and every price range. And don't miss our amazing collection of Swiss timepieces, including pre-owned Rolex watches you can't find anywhere else. Need more inspiration? Check out our online gift guide and even chat with a virtual assistant at diamondsdirect.com. Ask about flexible financing options as well. Connect with Diamonds Direct and let us help you choose that perfect headliner gift at the absolute best value price. Get all the details, special showroom hours, and lots of ideas now at diamondsdirect.com. Visit our freestanding showroom at the Shops at La Cantera, proud to call the Alamo City home. Diamonds Direct, your love, our passion.
El Guacamole Mexican Grill is serving up your favorite Mexican dish. Visit them today at 25020 Blanco or call 210-499-5364 to place your order. Hot, fresh, made-to-order Mexican dishes. El Guacamole Mexican Grill.
It's the Mike McCarthy Show every Friday morning at 7 and 9 with R&R in the morning.
I'm all about winning. So when it has to do with winning, then it's part of our operation, our messaging, and our outlook.
A look at the Cowboys' upcoming game presented by AA Best Bail Bonds and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. He is Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. Live out at Lucy Cooper's on 151 on this Thursday night football tonight. Rams and Saints. Come watch it with us here at Lucy Cooper's on 151. You know, our next guest is somebody that, you know, most in San Antonio has been hearing his name since he was in high school at Clemens. 7 years at UTSA. And I'm not sure how to introduce you, Frank. Do I say former UTSA quarterback or just UTSA legend? I mean, does it feel like it's over, man? Frank Harris joining us now on the Buyers Barricades guest line.
You know, it hasn't really hit me too much yet because it just happened, but I'm definitely going to miss it. I love playing for UTSA. I love going out there playing in Alamo Dome, playing in front of all the fans. And I love San Antonio so much that it just doesn't feel real, but at some point, you got to let it go, move on with your career, move on with your life. And that's what I'm doing. But I definitely cherish all the moments and all the memories that I made at UTSA.
Well, I tell you what, Frank, if you're looking for something after football, you ought to be an actor. How in the world did you and Traylor and the rest of your teammates keep this a secret that you weren't going to play in that bowl game?
Well, honestly, we didn't really know at first. We thought it was a different injury until I got an MRI. So, after I got the MRI, they came back that my shoulder was fractured. It was kind of up to me to make that decision if I wanted to play or not. And I tried to kind of do things and rehab to see if my arm would go. And I just didn't feel comfortable going out there trying to play like that. So I kind of told Coach maybe like a week or two before we actually went out there to Dallas. Told him like, hey, you know, I haven't even been practicing. I don't think it's fair for Owen if I go out there and tell him, I want to play. He's been practicing, taking all the reps. And I just didn't think I was able to go out there and perform the way I was going to perform. So I just said it was, best for Owen to go out there, and he did his thing, and he got victorious.
Frank Harris joining us here on the Blitz. I can imagine knowing you as well as I think I do, Frank, to make that decision. And what it sounds like is you made that decision kind of early in the week because it was best for the team, which what you are, the ultimate teammate. But what was the decision-making process like for you, talking with your coaches and obviously the other people that help you make those decisions?
They just kind of told me if I can go out there and play, like basically up to me, my pain tolerance level. But if I were to get tackled on it or land on it, it could make it worse, and I could potentially have a surgery. I've already had enough surgeries, and it was already hurting. It was already hurting well enough to where I didn't even want to go out there. I couldn't go out there. If I went out there and played, I wouldn't be able to play to my full potential. I probably would be playing a little, timid, and I didn't want to do that. And Owen at 100% is better than me how I was. So, like I said, he went out there and got the job done. So, they didn't need me. So, hats off to the guys. I'm excited for them, and I'm just blessed to have a bowl with.
Well, I tell you what, Frank, and Jason's right. We've been watching you since you were playing at high school, at Clemens High School, and just an outstanding player, a lot of fun. But I got to tell you what, you may be one of the most mentally tough individuals I think I've ever seen in my entire life. Dude, you went through some things that most mortal humans could not recover from, but yet you did and still were able to play and do things at 100%. Man, looking back on that and that tough journey, I don't even know if it's describable. How do you describe something like that?
Yeah, it's kind of funny when you put it that way. A couple of my teammates always talk about it, having all the knee surgeries. And still going out there performing how I go out there and perform. You kind of would never know I had all those knee injuries when you see me going out there running and stuff like that. But kind of weird. You sit back and reflect and, know you've been through a long journey, a long process. You got to give all the credit to God. I mean, I wouldn't even be here without him, and going through all those things and going out there and playing the game that I love means a lot. So credit to him and, the training staff for getting me right. And I just never gave up. And I feel like through that whole process, I'm a better person and a better man. And when I hang the cleats up, whenever real life hits me and I go through adversity, I'm going to know how to, battle it and deal with it just because of how football made me and all the trials and tribulations that I went through.
Frank, I think about your career. How many master's degrees? So you got your bachelor and I know one master's. Did you get the second master's?
No, sir, just one master's.
So you got the master's, the bachelor's. You should have an honorary doctorate degree with as many hours as you have spent with surgeons. When they go through your career highlights at UTSA, do you wish that they would always mention the surgeries as stats as well? Your passing yards, your rushing yards, your touchdowns, all the different surgeries, and then add in a couple of degrees as well so they get the complete picture of Frank Harris as a UTSA Roadrunner?
Only thing I really wanted to mention is the person that I was, how I was to the kids, how I was in the community, giving back, all those things. That's truly what I would want somebody to kind of tell, if they were to ask somebody who I was. I could care less about, my accolades and, the stats and the records. That's pretty cool and stuff, but I feel like being a better person means a lot more to me. And, being there for the community, being a role model, all those things is what I truly cherish and want to be remembered as, so the next generation to go out there and do the same thing.
Which is why, Frank, we always want to know, well, what's next for Frank Harris? And I don't know if you've even thought about that, and so I won't put you on the spot in that way, but I think that Jeff Traylor, being a very smart man, might have a spot on his staff for you, or the University at UTSA might have a spot just for the reasons you just said. Not only could you help the Roadrunners that are coming up, but continue to work in this community, because it'd be a tough loss if you ever left this city.
No doubt. I have no plans on leaving the city. I love San Antonio as a whole, and they embrace me. I have all my family here as well. So unless I have to leave, I'm definitely not going to leave. So if there's any job opportunities out there, let me know. If anybody want to work with me, let me know. I'd love to go out there and explore those options.
Absolutely. Although I think ambassador to UTSA should be out there. Mayor
quarterbacks coach.
Yeah,
maybe,
Mayor Ron might be a little nervous because I think you could probably take his job too the next election cycle. You never know. But obviously, you're going to be a public figure in this town for a long time. Frank, I think about your career and having watched you through high school and through your college career, there's two games that stand out to me. What you did to the Johnson Jaguars in the playoffs, what was that, 15-16? And then the game against South Florida just a couple of weeks ago when you threw for over 400, ran for 100. Is there a game in your mind that when you think back on your career that just sticks out to you?
Yeah, I probably said the Johnson game for sure back in high school because, everybody, I thought we were going to lose. And then we just came back. I think we scored 3 touchdowns in like 10 minutes. It's pretty ironic. And then I think the USF game was pretty special as well. So battling through all the adversity I went through and finally seeing the success and going out there and running the ball and throwing the ball for as many yards as I did and coming out victorious was just like, finally I had the success that I was hoping to have throughout this season that I didn't have. I had that game and it was kind of special, especially on senior night, last time playing in Alamo Dome. It just meant a lot, and I just cherish it with my teammates and my family.
Frank, when you look at your college career, going through that, can you describe your relationship with Jeff Traylor? It seems like you guys, that really seems like a father-son relationship to me. Can you describe it?
Yeah, it is. I have a ton of respect for him. He respects me as well. He always says, trust is truth over time. I trust him a lot. He trusts me a lot. We talk about more than just football. It's not about football all the time. It's about real life situations, what I'm doing, moving forward. He's going to be there to help me throughout the whole process. He's always there for me. I know I can call him whenever. He's a great guy. He's a great father figure for a lot of guys who don't have fathers. And he's a great coach, and I just love being around him. I just love him being a coach at UTSA.
Well, and again, I think that he wasn't the guy that got you to UTSA, but he was certainly the guy that got you to stay at UTSA after he took the job, and the relationship you formed, I think, speaks a lot about both of you, but especially as a coach that takes over a program. All those guys there have to buy in, and a lot of you guys certainly did.
No doubt we did. Like I said, he always said trust truth over time. When he first got there, a couple guys were kind of weary about how he was. And we just trusted him after a while. He demanded his word, and we just love playing for him.
You know, Frank, when you look at it, I mean, obviously every time a job opening came up anywhere in college football, his name was rumored. How did you guys handle that? Or was he just flat out honest with you guys about what his plans were?
I mean, that's going to happen. The success that we've been having at UTSA, anytime a Texas job comes open, for sure his name's going to be brought up. We know he loves this program. We know he wants to build it up. So, I mean, at the end of the day, it's up to him. If he goes, he goes. If he stays, he stays. We're just fortunate enough to have him. We just keep hoping that he keeps staying around, but he's definitely going to keep getting job opportunities. But we're just blessed to have him for the time that he's here.
Well, I tell you what, Frank, and again, it's hard to think. Frank Harris, former UTSA quarterback, but you talk about a guy that is leaving a program in far better shape than when you arrived. You and the seniors that are leaving the program after this year, but I mean, you've been the face of this program for a long time. Certainly leaving it in a much better place. Surprised that we didn't get to celebrate you on Tuesday. I was wearing my Frank Harris Zero shirt from Parkhurst on Tuesday.
He was
ready for, watching your final game. And, it's just, I'm just glad you were there smiling on the sidelines, doing what you could, because it's been a hell of a ride watching you, man. Thanks for taking us on it.
No doubt. I definitely appreciate y'all.
Appreciate it.
Thanks, Frank.
The great Frank Harris, man. Enjoy your Christmas, man.
Yeah, Merry Christmas, buddy.
Thank y'all. Same to y'all as well. Appreciate it.
Frank Harris on the Buyers Barricades guest line, where they provide traffic control, rental, and sales for San Antonio and beyond. Online at buyersbarricades.com. You think about Frank, and for him to give us a little bit more background on that injury there. His call, but Owen was better than he was going to be playing through the injury. And you talk about an unselfish act, because I don't know how many athletes would be able to say that and live with that, especially knowing how important that game was, and then to keep it under wraps, but to put team first, even in the final game.
Well, and you know this as well as anybody, that's just Frank Harris.
Yep.
He's been doing it his entire football playing career, if that's the word we're looking for. But, I mean, this guy, that's what he did. It was always team first. That's what he did. That's how he played. That's just how he carried himself. And so, him saying that is appreciated, sharing with us a little more information. But the fact that he said, look, Owen was just better than me and gave the team the better chance doesn't really surprise me, because that's what Frank Harris is and that's what he does.
Well, and 100%. And again, I could see, I think a lot of guys, I'm going to do everything I can. Owen, be ready just in case I can't finish the game, but I'm going to get out there. I'm going to do something. But for him not to, and again, that's the Frank Harris that we've known all of these years. And I think that's one of the reasons that made him so special. Every time you counted him out or thought that, most athletes would do this, they zig and Frank is zagging. And, he said they didn't need him. I don't know if I agree with that, but they did get a convincing win.
Well, they needed him. He was on the sideline, and I'm sure he was in Owen's ear and helping him through, especially after that tough start that he had, and got him back on track. And that's what I'm saying. And no disrespect to the quarterback's coach that is at UTSA, but I mean, there's got to be a spot there. I don't know what Frank Harris wants to do for his career, or what his plans are. You mentioned he's got a degree plus a master's. He can probably do whatever he wants. But I would love to see him involved somehow, some way in that UTSA football program.
I would imagine that they can find something for him. And Dr. Amy, if you're listening, there's something. I look at, like, Vince Young is an ambassador at UT. A&M has a lot of universities have ambassadors that go out and they help fundraise, public appearances. And is there anybody that is built for a job like that, it's Frank Harris. I mean, you go out, he can talk with anybody. He's always smiling. He does not mind taking a zillion photos and doing all that kind of stuff. So it does seem like a no-brainer.
It does. I could see Frank Harris, though, as a role model to the Roadrunners coming in. Or if it's not UTSA, it's some program. To me, I would push my kid to play for somebody like Frank Harris.
Well,
because I think that would be I want my kid to emulate Frank, be that unselfish guy, work hard, overcome adversity, all the things that you want for your kids. Frank Harris lived.
No.
And I would love to see that happen and continue on.
The idea there, though, I don't know if Frank wants to coach. And being a college coach is difficult with all the recruiting that you're constantly doing, especially as a position coach, all the hours being at practice. Although I learned, and I know different programs call it different things, but on Sunday when I was flying back from Washington, I ran into, ironically, former UTSA basketball coach Tim Carter.
Great guy.
At the Phoenix airport. And he has or works with a bunch of people, and he says that for basketball programs, they have all these what they call character coaches that are volunteers that work with all these other coaching staffs. And, they're not coaching basketball. They're character coaches. Some of them are retired coaches. Some of them are pastors or priests or, a character guy.
Sure.
Let's face it. What college program or pro program at that matter, Calvin Hill with the Cowboys had a job that was similar to that. I could certainly see, Jeff Traylor finding a spot on the staff or something like that. Of course, he's got to get that coach's salary budget up, Lisa Campos. But I could see some sort of job being created if he doesn't want to be a position coach.
Frank can do whatever he wants. So his future's got to be bright. He can do whatever he wants, and he's going to be successful at it.
Yeah, he will. He could do whatever he wants. But, the NIL money, I think, dries up at this point for him, right?
Well, it does. But you just said he's got a degree and a master's. I don't think he's going to have any issue.
I don't know. I got a kid with a master's, man. I still need her to get a job. Masters don't pay what they used to.
Well, that's true. But, unfortunately, Erica didn't play football and a legend at UTSA. Frank is. I bet you there's somebody out there that would give him a hell of a job.
Absolutely. As he said, if you got something for him, hit him up.
Absolutely.
Because
he just put the resume out there, and you know him already.
Yeah,
so
that's exactly what it is. Speaking of UTSA, Jeff Traylor, the head coach, will join us coming up at 3:35. Plus, we'll talk with Stephen Jones of the Dallas Cowboys at 4:30 as the Blitz continues here from Lucy Cooper's with our friends from Flight by Yingling. We're at the Lucy Cooper's on 410 and 151. The Black Veil Brides are coming to San Antonio on May 20th, part of their Bleeders tour. You can be like Joe Reinagel and get your tickets at livenation.com, or you could be caller number 9 right now and win a pair of tickets. 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. Caller 9, you'll win a pair of tickets to see the Black Veil Brides at the Aztec Theater on May 20th. You won't believe who the Chiefs are trying to get you to vote for the Pro Bowl on social media. It's funny. Don't drop this one. It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It's R&R in the morning.
R&R in the morning. No Rudy, but James Pledger's sitting with us. Mike McCarthy gets here early. RJ Ochoa very quickly to follow. And all the holiday questions and answers. We're doing it tomorrow, Friday. If you haven't gone to your bowl bash, make your picks. There's prizes on the line and a hearty handshake. The party starts at 6.
It's your wake-up call. R&R in the morning, 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Hey, I came as fast as I could. What's wrong?
Everything's okay. I just need you to know I'm glowing up.
You just texted SOS Get Here Now.
And I stand by that because I switched to Cricket and got the all-new Motorola Razr. I have entered my flip era, and I am glowing up.
I'm going to go back home.
I support that.
Switch to Cricket and get the all-new Motorola Razr for $199.99. Smile, you're on Cricket.
Must open a new line on a $60 a month voice plan. First month service charge and tax due at sale. Fees, terms, and restrictions apply. See cricketwireless.com for details.
All right, so there we were, cruising through the new open-air zoo, when I realized that the
The park was closing in like 15 minutes. Luckily, we were in my Nissan Rogue. With its powerful DC turbo engine, well, we had time to see all the animals. Whoa! And outrun a few!
Drive the Nissan Rogue.
Hey, poker players, the Big Blind is opening early January, 281 in Redland Road, just down from the Roo Pub. The Big Blind will be the premier poker room in San Antonio, featuring an upscale environment catering to players from all abilities, from daily cash games to daily, weekly, and monthly tournaments. Opening in early January, the Big Blind is hiring dealers, hosts, and servers. Apply in person weekdays from 10 to 5 at the Big Blind, 281 and Redland Road.
You know what makes the best stocking stuffer? Fireworks! Top off your Christmas list at Mr. W Fireworks. All stands and stores are now open and filled with last-minute gift ideas. At Mr. W Fireworks, we price our fireworks 50 to 80% lower than the other guys, with no hidden fees. So top off your Christmas list at Mr. W Fireworks. Look for the W on our sign and know you are getting the best prices on fireworks, guaranteed. Visit MrWFireworks.com for a location near you. Merry Christmas!
I feel like I'm constantly cleaning hair off my bathroom floor. At least my Swiffer Sweeper makes it easy. Sweeper heavy-duty dry cloths have ultra-thick pads to trap and lock hairs, like a hair magnet. And when I'm finished cleaning up my hair, Sweeper takes care of his too. Now the hair's gone, all thanks to Swiffer. Try Swiffer Sweeper heavy-duty dry cloths. I promise you'll love them or your money back. And also try Swiffer Sweeper Wet to make quick work of tough, sticky messes.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed? Because no two people sleep the same. Only the Sleep Number smart bed lets you each choose your individual firmness and comfort, your Sleep Number setting. The Climate 360 smart bed is so smart it actively cools or warms up to 13 degrees on either side for your ideal sleep temperature. And now save 40% on the Sleep Number Special Edition smart bed ends Sunday. To learn more, go to sleepnumber.com. Sleep Number, the official sleep and wellness partner of the NFL.
O'Reilly. The O'Reilly Auto Parts Holiday Gift Guide is here. If you're struggling with gift ideas, we have several options for gifts under $20, like a digital tire gauge, screwdriver sets, LED work lights, and more. Our professional parts people will help you pick out the perfect gift for that hard-to-buy-for person. Stop by O'Reilly Auto Parts or shop O'ReillyAuto.com.
O'Reilly Auto Parts. With no fees or minimums and no overdraft fees, banking with Capital One is the easiest decision in the history of decisions. Even easier than choosing to keep the Grinch away from the toy drive.
Who's going to deliver the toys to the kids?
What about me, the Grinch?
No.
Yep, even easier than that.
You steal the presents one time.
With no fees or minimums and no overdraft fees, is it even a decision? That's banking reimagined. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Capital One NA, member FDIC. Copyright Dr. Seuss Enterprises. Copyright Turner Entertainment Company.
Now, during Staples Print Big Sale, get $20 off your print purchase of $100 or more, $50 off your print purchase of $200 or more, and $100 off your print purchase of $300 or more. So the more you print at Staples, the more you save. To demonstrate, print at Staples, you save. But if you print at Staples, you save. See how that works? Staples Print Big Sale. Print more, save more, up to $100. Ends 2/10. Visit staples.com/print for details.
Adopt US Kids presents What to Expect When You're Expecting a Teenager. Learning the lingo.
GOAT, G-O-A-T, acronym, stands for Greatest of All Time. As in, spaghetti sandwiches for dinner? They're my fave. Dad, you're the GOAT.
You don't have to speak teen to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same. Visit adoptuskids.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, your home for Monday Night Football. KTFM Floresville, San Antonio's Sports Center.
Spurs are back at it tonight there in the Windy City of Chicago. They're expected to have Victor Wembanyama back in the lineup. He missed Tuesday's game with that sore right ankle. They'll tip things off in Chicago at 7 o'clock. We have Thursday Night Football. Saints taking on the LA Rams out in LA. You can catch that game right here on your home for NFL Thursday Night Football. San Antonio Sports Star, begins at 6:30 with the pregame.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. On this Thursday, we're live out at Lucy Cooper's, 410 and 151. More on the 151 side, but, just type it in your GPS and you'll get here.
Yeah, it was easy to do. That's what I did. Got here just fine. And a lot of folks out here already kind of celebrating, getting in that holiday spirit as we get ready for Christmas.
Well, and they're getting in the holiday spirit because they're getting a lot of free stuff. The Yingling Santa is already passing out prizes. I've seen some T-shirts given away, a couple of those cool coolers. They've got some beanies for you, Joe, which you could have used last week or 2 weeks ago in Boston. Lots of great prizes from our friends from Flight by Yingling. They're out here, and I'm guessing if you sit down, you'll probably end up with an ice cold Yingling in front of you.
I'm sure you will.
And gift.
If you haven't done your Christmas shopping, you come out here and win some prizes. I mean, who wouldn't want to open up a gift box and have a beanie by Flight by Yingling in there?
Absolutely.
Or a cooler. Or a T-shirt, or all of the above.
All the beer gear is fantastic. Now, we had lunch here earlier, and we had lunch earlier here at Lucy Cooper's. But as we're sitting here doing the show, I just saw something go by that I'm very intrigued by.
What is it?
Clothesline bacon.
Clothesline bacon.
Yes, it was a big old tray, and it had bacon on a tray. On a clothesline. The clips are on it. Looked, like your mom used to dry the laundry back in the day.
Yeah.
Except for it was bacon, and it was damn good looking bacon.
Wow.
Yeah. And Greg Shelton was nice enough to order us some.
He ordered some of that, huh?
I mean, my man Shelton can't see bacon and not get some. When we were out not long ago and they had bacon on their pizza, and I was like, I'd just like this bacon on a plate. And one of our listeners ordered just bacon on a plate. Well, it's the same thing, except it's on a clothesline.
Okay,
it's fantastic.
You can't go wrong with bacon.
No.
Right? I mean, that's just anyway.
No.
I had bacon on my sandwich today.
Yeah.
And it was fantastic.
But I'm just mesmerized by that bacon over there.
You can see it from here? I can't see it. Where is
see
it?
That? See the ball guy over there?
It's got little clothespins and stuff, right?
I just explained that.
Wow.
Although that guy is devouring that bacon, he didn't even offer to share.
Yeah, I mean, what's up with that?
I mean, Greg will share.
You think he will?
No.
Probably not.
No. I mean, but you know how intrigued Greg is by this bacon? I saw him pull out his credit card for it.
Oh,
he didn't put it on the Reinagel tab.
Did he have to dust the cobwebs off of that thing?
Well, I mean, he had to make sure it went through.
Right.
But, it is Christmas time, but it did take him a while to actually open the wallet.
Yeah, I guarantee it.
Yeah.
It's all moldy and crunched in there with, spiders and stuff.
Are we still talking about his wallet?
Well, I don't know. Maybe. That could describe a lot of things involving Greg Shelton. Dude, I still like that beer can spinning around over there.
Well, I mean, you could talk to Renee. I don't know what they do with it after this.
I'll talk to Renee about that.
I don't think you're going to get it.
Well, I don't think I will either, but I can at least ask her.
Here's what we could do.
Renee's a pretty generous guy, though.
Say, well, I party tomorrow. And see, and then you can put it in your front yard as your Christmas inflatable. I mean, everybody else has a Frosty or a snowman. You'll have a beer can.
I could paint a picture of Santa Claus on that day.
I wouldn't touch that thing. It's perfect as it is.
I'm just saying. I mean, if you want to dress it up a little bit.
I've seen you doodle. I don't think you should draw on anything.
I really like that thing. And the fact that it spins, that just adds to the glamour of it.
You like a spinning cylinder.
I like a spinning beer can. Yes.
Yes. You like a spinning cylinder inflatable.
A spinning beer can inflatable.
Well, I mean, you like inflatables that spin.
Well, I mean, realistically, who doesn't? I mean, come on. If truth be told, we're being transparent. Everybody would like a spinning inflatable. I mean, where do I stick my meter?
I don't know that everybody would agree with that.
Everybody listening. Well, maybe not everybody.
I don't know that everybody's into inflatables.
Well, they probably never tried them. Maybe that's why.
So you have.
Well, I've had inflatables in my front yard, yes.
Yeah, but your wife moved them to the backyard.
Yes, she did.
Because she doesn't want the public to know that you like inflatables.
That snowman looks great, too. I'm telling you.
And it would look great, the Frosty next to a Frosty.
That would be perfect.
Yes.
Although I couldn't put that in the backyard. That would have to go clearly in the front yard.
Do you have the balls to tell Maggie you're putting that in the front yard?
I would have them at the time I told her to put them in the front yard. Now, after I put it there, I might not have them. But yes.
You know the old saying.
It's a great idea, Jim.
With a teenager, wife, co-host, pick your battles.
Right.
Is that a battle worth picking?
If I was fortunate enough to get an inflatable Yuengling Flight by Yuengling beer can that spins, I think, yeah, that's a fight worth fighting. I mean, think about that. Who else has that? I mean, that's a one of a kind.
Well, they got about 50 of them.
That's what I'm saying. They would never miss one.
Yeah.
You think I could just borrow it?
I mean, you could borrow it or just take it. I mean,
does that thing just like go collapse when the air goes out of it?
You understand what that is like. Yes, it will deflate.
When you're done with it.
When you're done with it.
Yeah, when you're done with it.
Yes, it will.
It will deflate, yes.
Let's do the headline blitz.
This is Jason and Joe's Headline Blitz. Two guys, two opinions, never enough time.
Speaking of deflated balls, the New England Patriots are back in the news for deflated footballs.
Well, that's just a New England thing. It's got to be, right? Well, yeah. Now, Tom Brady had that issue.
Well, so here's the thing. Although we're not really sure based on the report if it was Kansas City who had deflated footballs or if it's the Patriots, or did everybody's kicking footballs have less air in it than they should. But in the Kansas City-New England game, the kicking balls were lighter than they should be. But every football is supposed to be between 12.5 and 13.5 psi. The refs, and you would think in New England they would check that a little bit more closer. But both teams apparently had deflated kicking balls.
Well, and as you read that article, I mean, it affected the kickers, especially on kickoffs. Well, and both kickers missed a field goal.
Both missed a field goal. Harrison Buckner had a kickoff land at the 3. 87% of his kicks go through the end zone. They got him to the proper inflation, I suppose. They put air in him at halftime, and in the second half, no issue. Except for, look, we were in Boston a couple of weeks ago for the Army-Navy game. And weather was okay for Boston. But I could see where keeping the proper pressure could be an issue there.
Well, why?
Well, I mean, it was cold. I think shrinkage is a real deal up there, and that includes
but not when it comes to balls.
Well, I mean, if they were measured before the game by the referees between 12.5 and 13, and by halftime they were down to 11, I think shrinkage is the only explanation.
Was it cold in New England?
Yes, it's cold in New England in December.
Well, it wasn't cold when we were there.
It was cold when we were there.
Not cold enough to deflate the balls.
Well, I mean, look, we were inside most of the time, but when we had to walk from the stadium to the bar after, I mean, besides the hike, it was cold, and we were all out of breath.
Well, that's because we had to walk up a freaking mountain of stairs.
I mean, that's true.
Dude,
but,
that was
yes.
Who the hell thought that was a good idea?
Some architect that lives in Miami.
I just think they're screwing with the balls in the back.
Do you think that's what's happening?
I think that's what's happening.
They weren't doing it right out there in the front?
Well, they could have been doing it in the front. I don't know where they're doing it, but they're screwing with the balls. That's just a New England thing, man.
Under the sun.
When you think about kickers, and most of us don't give a damn about kickers, right?
Right.
We don't. As long as they make the kicks that we expect them to make, which is all of them, right? But and in Dallas, they have a great kicker. I mean, Joe Reiniger will claim discovering him, although
I discovered him.
Brandon Aubrey's wife, is the one that encouraged him to actually go try and be an NFL kicker.
I gave her a call.
Now, out there with the Chargers, their kicker, former Longhorn Cameron Dicker, he's trying to get to the Pro Bowl. In fact, all these teams, their social media teams, are trying to get the vote out. Now, the Chargers have a fantastic social media presence, and it's run by a wonderful lady from San Antonio who actually used to work for the Spurs, and she's killing it for the Chargers social media team. And Cameron Dicker, and I'm not sure if this is, I feel like Jason Thompson, an attorney, a lawyer for us, who was on this morning with Rob. He makes fun of, in his commercials, about all the tools that are used in various lawyer commercials, right?
Right.
And so I'm not sure which annoying lawyer ad that this idea came from, or is it's a combination of all of them, but the Cameron Dicker Pro Bowl video is fantastic.
Have you ever been victimized by a missed field goal?
No good! Wide to the right! No good!
Ah! My name is Cameron Dicker, and I'll kick for you. 50, 40, 30, doesn't matter. I'll make. Bang! 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 Rain, sleet, or snow, this leg is ready to go. Don't believe me? Ask him.
Cameron Dicker is a really good kicker. He's outstanding, and I love him.
And I did not edit that. So don't be and let me kick for you at the Pro Bowl. Ah! So go to Chargers.com/vote to send me and my leg to kick for you.
Now,
vote for me! Vote for me! Pro Bowl 2023, baby. Let's go!
Was he supposed to be the Texas Hammer guy, the Jeff Davis guy, combination of both?
Well, yeah, it could be something else. I thought there was another part to that because it's the first time I've heard that.
Well, you watched the video, right?
But then I read something. It's like, don't be a Richard, vote for Dicker.
Well, I mean, that's on the graphics.
Okay.
Yes.
The nickname for Richard.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, if you were to shorten Cameron Dicker's last name,
right?
Don't be a Dicker.
A Richard.
Yes. Yes. What is the Law Hawk, Pledge? You keep telling us about the Law Hawk. That's an annoying lawyer ad that I'm not familiar with. Is he in a different part of the state?
Yeah, I sent a couple of videos with the thing last night. He is a lawyer, I believe, out of the Dallas area.
All right, cool. From. Whatever. I mean, it was very well done.
The Law Hawk.
Far better than what the Kansas City Chiefs are doing. They just put a graphic up and says, retweet to get these guys to the Pro Bowl. You've got, Kelsey and Kadarius Toney is on their list of 5 guys that they're trying to send. Now, that's funny as hell because that guy is sucked this year. Toney only has 27 catches for 169 yards and 1 touchdown. He does rank, though, in the top 20 in the NFL with 5 drops and is 3rd in the league with a 13.2% drop percentage. Now, that's not Pro Bowl material.
Well, he's very good at having his head up his behind.
Well,
is there a category for that?
Look, you can't even tag Kadarius Toney on Twitter because he deleted his Twitter account after all the crap that he's been dealing with. He couldn't handle the blowback from the fans.
Well, and the fans should have given him a little blowback. I mean, the guy's been awful this year, and at the worst times, he's been awful. I mean, Patrick Mahomes was ready to kill the guy last week when he drew. And he's like, dude, are you a pro?
I mean, he's having a bad year, man.
I can't believe that, honestly, that the Kansas City Chiefs, unless somebody made them put him on there.
This isn't going to go well.
No.
And I'm glad that Kadarius has deleted his Twitter account because the mentions are ridiculous. But leave him off. I mean, or is it salt into the wound that he's getting made fun of with how un-Pro Bowl he has been like to be a candidate? I mean, it makes no damn sense.
So you think the social media folks are just kind of poking the bear there a little bit?
Well, I hope not, but there's got to be a reason he's on there.
I would have put.
I mean, I don't even know that his mother would vote for him Pro Bowl right now.
Well, no, I'm sure she would.
Let's go down to Orlando and embarrass us even more.
My gosh.
Now granted, in some of the skills competitions, if they do a dropsies, he might have a chance to win.
That's what I'm saying. The guy that can drop or, I just have his head up his behind. I'm sure there's got to be a.
How far off sides can you line up? I mean, that could be a skill.
Well, he'd win.
I saw a meme the other day. Somebody was well past the white line in the street where the red light is, and he was past it. And they say, "Oh, look, you're pulling a Kadarius Toney."
Exactly. That guy has just been awful this year. And the fact that the Kansas City Chiefs are doing as well as they are is a miracle.
It really is. It is the Blitz here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. Cowboys and the Dolphins this week. Do you trust the Cowboys to bounce back after that bad loss last week against Buffalo? We'll dive into that. Coming up next at 3:35 at UTSA head football coach Jeff Traylor will join us here on the Blitz.
If you're looking for a complete change of life, you need to call my friends at Parkhurst New Vision. I say that because I had lens replacement surgery there about 4 months ago. My wife, Maggie, just had her eyes done on Monday, and already she is seeing better. I've seen better than I've seen in the last 30 years. And you talk about life-changing. It is life-changing, and Parkhurst New Vision can do the exact same thing for you. Give them a call and set up a consultation, 210-585-2020. You can also check them out online at sanantoniolasik.com. When you call in, you make your appointment, go in there and ask all your questions. Anything that you have on your mind, they will answer you, and I guarantee you will feel great when you walk out of that door. And, oh, by the way, when you go in there and have your consultation, tell them your old buddy Joe Reinigle from the Blitz sent you in there. Look, it's changed my family's life. Parkhurst New Vision has. They can change your life as well. Give them a call. Parkhurst New Vision, 210-585-2020.
It's R&R in the morning.
R&R in the morning. No Rudy, but James Pledger sitting with us. Mike McCarthy gets here early. RJ Ochoa very quickly to follow. And all the holiday questions and answers. We're doing it tomorrow, Friday. If you haven't gone to your bowl bash, make your picks. There's prizes on the line and a hearty handshake. The party starts at 6.
It's your wake-up call. R&R in the morning, 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
This holiday season, visit Boot Barn for top-quality gifts that pay tribute to the lasting heritage of the West. From handcrafted cowboy boots and American-made felt hats to hand-stitched leather jackets, our in-store experts will help guide you as you shop, assisting with boot fitting and providing complimentary hat shaping. This holiday, share a piece of the American spirit. Boot Barn. Unwrap the West.
If there's anything more stressful to me than holiday shopping, it's last-minute holiday shopping. That's why I'm so glad I went to Kohl's. I found great gifts at great prices, like stocking stuffers starting at $3.99 and beauty faves for $25 and under. And with a 20% coupon, I got gorgeous silver jewelry under $20, plus iron Kohl's cash. So if you want less stress and more savings, even at the last minute, you know where to go. Select styles, beauty, coupons do not apply. 20% offer ends September 24th. Some exclusions apply. See store or Kohl's.com for details.
It is time to play Pass the Pigskin for a chance to win $5,000 cash and tailgate prize packs. Celebrate with Southern Recipe small batch pork rinds by entering the Pork Rind Appreciation Day giveaway at porkrindappreciationday.com. That's porkrindappreciationday.com. And don't forget to pick up your favorite bold flavored protein packed Southern Recipe small batch pork rinds today at H-E-B.
The Golf Club of Texas has some of the best course conditions with the friendliest staff. The golf is great. They have a lighted driving range and practice area. While it feels like a country club, it's not a private club. It's open to the public, so bring the family into the 10 Cup Bar. It's the nicest sit-down restaurant in that area of SA, specializing in Texas food, wine, and spirits. For golf or dinner, go to Golf Club of Texas off Highway 90, online at golfclubtexas.com. The Golf Club of Texas, the friendliest golf course in Texas.
Not all pizza places are the same. Mellow Mushroom originated hand-tossed, stone-baked classic Southern pizza. Not in the mood for pizza? Order a calzone, hoagie, sandwich, burger, or a mellow salad and see how care goes into every item on the menu. Take your pick from 24 draft beers and or handcrafted cocktails. And many of the pizzas can be made gluten-free or vegan. Mellow Mushroom is at 1604 in Stone Oak Parkway. Hang with friends, watch the game, and mellow out at Mellow Mushroom.
The deals are fast and furious during the wrap-up the year sales event at Blue Bonnet Chrysler, Dodge, Ram, and New Braunfels. We're overstocked on Chargers, Challengers, Hornets. We don't want to pay 2024 taxes, so the entire inventory is priced to move fast. A 2023 Charger SXT is posted at $28,995 with a year of free oil changes and car washes, plus no payments for 90 days. And remember,
At Blue Bonnet prices the difference.
number one dealer based on 2022 FCA registration. Call 830-626-9799 for full price and offer details.
My ride smells just right, just right, just right, just right.
Y'all gotta try that Febreze car.
Just right, just right, just right. Yeah. La 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 la. With up to 40 days of consistency, all over Febreze car clips right on your vent. You know my car's my happy place. Keep that smile on my face when it smells just right, just right, just right. Yeah. Breathe happy Febreze. La 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 la.
With no fees or minimums and no overdraft fees, banking with Capital One is the easiest decision in the history of decisions. Even easier than choosing to keep the Grinch away from the toy drive.
Who's going to deliver the toys to the kids?
What about me, the Grinch?
No. Yep, even easier than that.
You steal the presents one time.
With no fees or minimums and no overdraft fees, is it even a decision? That's banking reimagined. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Capital One NA, member FDIC. Copyright Dr. Seuss Enterprises. Copyright Turner Entertainment Company.
This holiday season, visit Boot Barn for top quality gifts that pay tribute to the lasting heritage of the West. From handcrafted cowboy boots and American-made felt hats to hand-stitched leather jackets, our in-store experts will help guide you as you shop, assisting with boot fitting and providing complimentary hat shaping. This holiday, share a piece of the American spirit. Boot Barn. Unwrap the West.
Friday on R&R in the morning. Mike McCarthy gets it at 6:45. RJ Ochoa very quickly to follow. And then onward and upward to a company Christmas party. It's going to be a great Friday. Don't forget to join us. Now back to the Blitz. Hey, guys, Lucy Cooper's looks pretty cool. I won't see today, but the party tomorrow. I'll be ready. Bring your ribs, Jason. The Showdown finally here.
You know, the Showdown is finally here. It is the Blitz on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. He is Joe Reinagle. I'm Jason Minix out here at Lucy Cooper's, the 151 location. Excuse me, I'm eating bacon.
Yeah, you got one of those clothesline bacon things.
I do.
That looks good.
It does look good. I just posted a photo on my Instagram, and I'm told the beer here is cold. We're getting play-by-play. The first beer went down really good, really cold, and they serve it in a jar, those draft Flight by Yinglings.
Yeah, you see, and I'm happy the fact that they've got the draft Flight by Yingling.
Yep.
That's awesome. I love the draft beer. But, you know, that's just Renee trying to rub it in over here because we can't have one. And so he's just kind of rubbing it in.
No, but we can't have beer, but we can have bacon. Good, thick cut bacon.
That is thick.
Uh-huh.
Wow.
Good stuff.
Good stuff. Good job.
So, tomorrow the Blitz will be live at my kitchen.
Yeah, where's that at?
At the house.
At the house?
Yes.
Oh, there's no address.
Well, if you know the address, you're invited. If you don't,
I
you're
don't,
screwed.
but I know how to get there.
Yeah. If you don't know, you're screwed. When you look at tomorrow, because I was over at Tri-County Meat Market earlier today.
I was too.
And I know, because you were there. I must have missed you in the parking lot. Because I walk in and like, oh, Joe was just in here saying he's going to kick your guys' ass in the competition. Well,
my exact words were, nobody's going to give a damn about those ribs after they taste my tri-tip.
Oh, is that what it is?
That's what I said.
All right, so that's not what I heard, but I mean, I could believe that. But
I'm just saying.
You know, but everybody's there for the ribs. Yeah, because Rob and I are each doing 2 racks of ribs. I've got some burn ends. You've got a tri-tip. Rudy's bringing ice.
Somebody's got to bring ice.
That's what he said he was going to bring. I'll bring ice. Pledge is bringing Jameson. We're going to have plenty of Flight by Yingling. See, the beer man has said, well, I'll bring some beer, see if he can judge. Come on.
Well, sure.
And now you're going to make him bring an inflatable.
He's got to bring the inflatable.
Yeah.
He has to.
Yeah.
Renee, you've got to bring the inflatable.
Yeah. I mean, that's part of it. So we're going to go there. It's going to be a good time tomorrow.
It's going to be a great time.
It's going to be a great time tomorrow. I can't wait for Rudy's Ice.
Well, that might be the hit of the party.
I mean, look, it's a necessity.
Well, it is.
One of my daughter's friends is, I'll bring a salad, a nice Caesar salad.
A salad?
For what?
Tomorrow is not a salad day.
No, so we got meat sides.
That's it.
I got some nice Wagyu, jalapeno, and cheddar sausage.
Nice.
Over at Tri-County, the wedding sausage. Put in between that, the burnt ends, the ribs, and your tri-tip. We're going to be set.
We're going to be great. I can't wait.
I don't know what Pledge is going to eat, but I think we're going to be set. See, I mean, that's the thing is I told Pledger that he can't get there till 10 because I figure we need to eat before Pledge gets there because he'll make it all disappear.
He would.
Yes.
Yeah.
So Pledge, you could show up at 10.
So it's going to be interesting.
Or are you doing extra innings from the house? Have you figured that out?
I have not yet, but
I'm glad you're planning ahead.
That's what I do best.
Well,
I just heard Pledge has got to get up early and hold Rob's hand tomorrow.
Yeah, I didn't know that either.
Yeah.
Is Jason Thompson not invited for 2 days in a row?
Apparently not. He's a one shot. That's it. And then it takes him a week to recover.
Doing the morning show. I'm with you there. That'll mess up the next couple of days.
Exactly.
Doing that kind of thing. So you think about tomorrow morning, Mike McCarthy, Cowboys head coach, will be on R&R in the morning, brought to you by AA Best Bail Bonds. He was asked as they get ready to take on the Miami Dolphins, how do you rebound from such an embarrassing loss last time out against Buffalo?
Oh, I think so. I mean, hey, trust me, no one wants to lose. No one wants to, have a, kind of performance that you have to answer the kind of questions we've had to answer. But I do think the negative experiences in this journey that's where the gold is. I mean, you talk about, building and stacking success, but the negative experiences of going through that, it gives you some clarity of, hey, what wasn't right? Wasn't I right? What do I need to do better? And a lot of things come down to the technique part of it, the fundamentals, and I think that's really, when you look at our evaluation process, I think we do a really thorough job of giving our players, the feedback, of their mental performance, their fundamental technique performance, and they have their own personal cut-ups that they've done every Monday, Tuesday. They can go back and look at it, so we're in tune with the other guys looking at as far as the Miami people. So I think you gotta stay true to that because the one thing that we talked about in the team was our peaks have been unbelievable. I mean, this is some of the highest peaks that I've seen over a course of a season so far. But the valley, we had a couple of valleys that are way too low. So consistency, how do you get that? And I think just really being in tune with your experiences and everybody just really staying on top of the South Scott. Because at the end of the day, if it's going to be about you learning and growing, then you have to stay on top of what you're doing. We can't be worried about what the other guys are doing all the time. I think our house is very.
Was he still going? I didn't hear that, and I just kind of feel like Mike McCarthy's been listening to Kid Rock, talking about the peaks and the valleys in there. And again, that was a deep valley last week, and it's interesting because this week that's the second or third time he's mentioned handling success is more difficult than handling failure. And that's a concern if this team has issues handling success.
Well, certainly last week, so I'm thinking that bodes well for them this week. If that's the case, that it's tougher to handle that. My thing is, look, and he keeps talking about, we're growing, we're learning, we're all that. It's kind of like Greg Popovich yesterday. And I'm like, well, dude, you got 3 games left. I mean, are we still teaching? Are we still growing? Are we still hoping that these guys get better on the road? Look, what happened last week just to me was a complete lack. Well, a couple of things. Buffalo just bulldozed them.
Yep.
Okay, that was number one. Number two, Cowboys just didn't look like they were interested in being there. And so that's going to be a problem. I mean, if that's something they need to learn, then they better learn it quick.
Well, and again, over the last couple of years, Cowboys haven't lost back-to-back games. Both teams are dealing with injuries. It's going to be, I think, a fun game on Sunday. We'll talk more about the Cowboys and Dolphins coming up. But next here on the Blitz, UTSA head football coach Jeff Traylor will join us here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. You know, mentioning being at Tri-County Meat Market earlier today where I got a couple of racks of ribs, man, those meat cases, they are stacked. They are full because they know it's going to be a busy weekend with people trying to get what they need for their Christmas dinner. You're wanting to do a tenderloin. You're wanting to do a prime rib. They've got them. You want ribs. You want brisket. You want tri-tip. You want fajitas. The steaks looked incredible. The poppers, the sausage, all of it they have for you there at Tri-County Meat Market. Locally owned, full service. They have everything you need to up your grilling game. And one of the great parts when you go to a great meat market like Tri-County, if you need things cut a certain way, they will do that for you. If you want the meat seasoned ahead of time, they will do that. That's what Reinagel did. They trimmed up and seasoned the tri-tip, so all Joe has to do is put it on his Traeger tomorrow. I mean, no skill is needed to turn out a great piece of meat, and that's what Joe is known for. But that's what they are going to do for you, or you can get it yourself and do what you need to do. But it is full service, and they have everything you need, and you can always take advantage of their Pick 5 for $25. And at Tri-County, they always offer a 10% discount for military and first responders. Two great locations on Ralph Fair Road and on Heavener, or online at tricountymeat.com.
It's Thursday Night Football tonight on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. It's the Saints and Rams, an NFC battle in LA tonight at 6:30 p.m. Presented by Fly by Yingling and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Wendy's Peppermint Frosty and Frosty Cream Cold Brew make the perfect gift for anyone in your life, especially for you. Yeah, this year you're sitting on your own lap and getting yourself what you want. Finally. And now every day this season, unlock 20% off your total when you get any small, medium, or large Frosty in the Wendy's app. So order something from your own wish list this year.
Limited time only. Participating U.S. Wendy's with app offer and registration. Applies to menu items only. Taxes and fees excluded.
Now, during Staples Print Pig Sale, get $20 off your print purchase of $100 or more, $50 off your print purchase of $200 or more, and $100 off your print purchase of $300 or more. So the more you print at Staples, the more you save. To demonstrate, print at Staples, you save. But if you print at Staples, you save. See how that works? Staples Print Big Sale. Print more, save more. Up to $100. Ends 2/10. Visit staples.com/print for details.
My brother-in-law died suddenly, and now my sister and her kids have to sell their home. That's why I told my husband we could not put off getting life insurance any longer. An agent offered us a 10-year, $500,000 policy for nearly $50 a month. Then we called SelectQuote. SelectQuote found us identical coverage for only $19 a month, a savings of $369 a year.
Whether you need a $500,000 policy or a $5 million policy, SelectQuote could save you more than 50% on term life insurance.
For your free quote, call SelectQuote at 1-800-452-5050. That's 1-800-452-5050. Or go to SelectQuote.com. 1-800-452-5050. That's 1-800-452-5050.
SelectQuote. We shop. You save.
Details on example rate at SelectQuote.com.
If you have unfiled taxes or are in debt to the IRS, this is important news. The IRS just rolled out a new program to help struggling taxpayers more easily resolve their tax problems. It's called the Taxpayer Relief Initiative, and it opens up powerful new options for people looking to get back on the right track with the IRS. And no one knows this program like the professionals at Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution company. They've resolved over $1 billion in tax debt for their clients and have the expertise and experience to help you. One easy call to Optima can start the process, helping to put an end to your worries of wage garnishment, asset seizure, and other aggressive IRS actions. Make today the beginning of your fresh start with the IRS. Call the experts at Optima Tax Relief now for your free confidential consultation.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
There's never any FOMO with the iHeartRadio app. You won't ever have to miss out on your favorite shows and contests with this radio station again. Radio 24/7, 365. We're here when you want us. Stay connected and listen anywhere when you download the free iHeartRadio app.
Mr. Electric makes sure your home has a good grounding system.
A grounding system directs any dangerous electrical current into the ground instead of your home or loved ones.
Call 210-248-2026 or online at MrElectric.com for a free home safety check.
Injuries happen, and when they do, skip the ER and get to the Ortho Now Injury Clinic by TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine. Ortho Now provides walk-in care for injuries like broken bones, dislocations, sprains, and strains. Conveniently located in the Quarry area with extended hours Monday through Saturday with on-site x-ray casting and bracing, Ortho Now has everything you need to treat your injury, and best of all, no urgent care or emergency room copay. Learn more online at tsaog.com.
You know what makes the best stocking stuffer? Fireworks! Top off your Christmas list at Mr. W Fireworks. All stands and stores are now open and fills last-minute gift ideas. Shop early and save more. Visit MrWFireworks.com for a location near you.
It's the Awesome Tickets Pro Football Pick'em Challenge on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Your shot at $50,000 nationally, while weekly winners locally get a $50 gift card to 5 Oaks Ace Hardware on Thousand Oaks. At the end of the season, locally, the best overall record wins the San Antonio Grand Prize of $1,000 worth of tickets to any event from Awesome Tickets. Sign up today at sasportstar.com.
Honestly, in 19 years, I haven't been doused that bad ever in my life. So I'll always remember the coffee running down my crack right now.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. Now joining us on the Buyers Barricades guest line at UTSA head football coach Jeff Traylor. And, Coach, I don't know if I should congratulate you on the bowl win, the great line about crack, or the amazing poker face you and your team showed over the last 3.5 weeks.
Well, we're the triangle of trusses. The triangle of toughness became the triangle of because, my kid, to a secret, Frank, parents knew, obviously, and that's about all we told. And I still can't believe we kept it that quiet for that long.
Well, it's unbelievable that you did, especially this day and age, and everything leaks out, and you guys were able to do that. So congrats on that. But, Coach, you're all over the country right now with the crack comment. And I wish there would have been a picture of Lisa Campos. You tried to describe it, but I can only imagine what her face looked like when that came out of your mouth.
Yeah, I don't know why. I just had me looking right at her. But it did remind me of my interview when she asked me a couple of questions. Her face looked very similar.
You still got the job, and it certainly has paid off well. It was a great line, and it's true. Anybody that's ever dealt with that, that's one of the issues, the bigger surprises, if you will. Now, Coach, I'm curious. Going back to Frank Harris, the fact that you're able to keep it a secret, and that says a lot about the culture that you guys have. And you talk about culture a lot, but that's evidence, right? Because Owen, you would think, if he thought he was going to start, his family, more family maybe coming to the game, all of that. We had a clue something was up on Tuesday when we saw the Vegas line go from 12.5 to 10 to 9, all the way down to 7.5. And I'm texting JJ, I'm texting Greg, I'm texting other people I know, and everybody's, maybe it's his shoulder. How the hell did the people in Vegas find out first?
Isn't that amazing how those people got somebody somewhere all the time, man? That stuff blows my mind. Well, we got lucky. The weather was so bad. It was rainy and cold that JJ and Greg didn't come to practice. We never keep our media out of practice. But we got lucky because it was miserable out there. So it's one time not having an indoor benefited the Roadrunners.
Jeff, I got to ask the question, though, because we just talked to Frank Harris about an hour ago. He was on the air with us, and he kind of described how it went all into it, and he said that it was his call, that he went to you and said, look, that Owen is going to be better than me at this point in time with the injury, and it's not fair to Owen. And I know this shouldn't surprise anybody, but does it ever surprise you that the team-first mentality of one Frank Harris is what it is?
No, not at all. The way he's raised, his parents also knew. They didn't create a bunch of drama. They kept it, and there was media people asking them about it. And I told him, I said, Daryl's a soldier. He ain't giving up nobody. Daryl won't do it. And he did. He went right down to the kickoff. And they were trying to protect Owen as well. They knew when everybody found out, the game plan would be different for Owen.
You know, it is amazing that you guys were able to keep that under wraps. And, you know, I think about all the press conferences and interviews that you guys did. You were on with us.
That's the hard part. That's the hard part. Oh, the worst.
But you didn't lie. I mean, you told us, well, we know who our 2-deep is. But, yeah.
Well, but y'all kept saying, isn't it nice for once, Jeff? You're going to a bowl game and everything's just normal. You know who your people are. And I really want to say, I had any idea how unnormal this is.
I tell you what, you got to be one hell of a dancer because you can sidestep with the best of them.
But y'all just kept saying it too. I would deflect. I say, well, you know, Trey. I said Trey Moore's not going to be there. I was just trying to get something off the subject.
Hey, you did well, man. You did well. I'm never playing poker with you. I can promise you that. As far as the game goes, you get your first bowl win and what that means for the program, and the idea that game did not start off the way I know you wanted it to, falling behind 14-0, and I think it says a lot about the Roadrunners to bounce back and win so convincingly. But at what point did you feel like Owen finally hit his stride?
Well, I knew when we lost the coin toss. There's so many things that go in that people don't really know about. You got wind blowing, it's cold, and we lost the toss, and we got in a bad field position right off the start. And now you're throwing into a wind, and it's cold. And, you know, the first one was not on him. You know, we had a drop that went right up in there, and they caught it. The second one was totally on him. He checked to the play and threw a bad ball. That was on him. But once we got the wind at our back and some momentum, we scored 21 points in that quarter. And when he gets hot like that, he's really streaky, and he got really hot.
You know, Jeff, obviously signing day was yesterday, and I want to talk about that. But you made a comment yesterday about going out and getting a veteran quarterback, bringing somebody in like that. Why is that important to you to do that?
Well, we need to compete. I mean, I don't think anyone believes he played good enough that he's just a day one starter. He did play very good, and everybody's excited, including all of us. But I don't think he's done enough to be considered a day one starter. You got to go get another quarterback. And let Eddie and them compete. It makes you better. And as you saw our first year, we had to play 4 games. We had to play 4 quarterbacks to get through the year because of injury. So we need to get some more quarterbacks in here. There's a starting job to compete for, and obviously Owen and Eddie will be the ones in front of that lead. But if we get a veteran guy in here, and who's to say how you use them? I mean, if you get a certain kind of quarterback, you might could put a little bit of a wildcat threat out there if you get that kind of quarterback.
You know, it's going to be interesting. And with signing day, I can only imagine what your 24, 48 hours were like with signing day the morning after a bowl game that ended around midnight, and your press conferences, all that was close to 1 a.m. I know you got a nap. I can't really think that you got a good night's sleep. But what was that like for you and your staff getting up in the morning, getting signing day taken care of? And by the looks of it, you got the guys that you thought you were going to get.
Yeah, we're going to go slow. I've never been in a competition to do that stuff. We've only signed, 14 kids, so we're not going to be in front of any recruiting races because everybody else has got 24 or 26 kids signed. Our class is not that large. We don't have that many spots available, so we're going to go pretty slow. But to answer your question about my time, I got back to my room probably, from the game about 1:30. Went out and celebrated with some friends and boosters. Got to my room about 4:30. I had to return 366 texts went to bed at 5:30, and I was up at 6:30 and got this class done. So I got a 1 hour sleep, 1 hour. So the coffee must have done me really well to keep me rolling through the night.
Now, I've got to ask you: did you know? Could you feel that they were coming up from behind you with the coffee?
When someone grabbed my headset, I knew I was in trouble. I've now seen. I went back and got video evidence. That was Big Baby from New Orleans, my little freshman that grabbed my headset, and I saw Big Joe Evans and Christian Clayton, who are the two I would never suspect. I would suspect Chucky and Danye to do that, not Big Joe and Christian Clayton. So I'm going to get those guys in off season. I'm ready.
Now, wait, how do you get them back?
Oh, spring staff. I'll get those suckers on that mat, and we'll leave them out there on that mat and roll them, and we'll get them. Don't worry. We'll get even.
Yeah.
Well, you got to worry about it. The last time you tried something like that, you got your finger caught in a mouse trap.
Well, and there's transfer portal now. I don't want to lose my guys, so I might let them. They're pretty good players, and they're young. I'll be nice. I'll cut them some slack.
Well, I mean, there's something that you'll be able to do. That's the fun part of it, and just celebrating that first bowl win. Although without Frank out there on the field, and obviously Rashad gets hurt during the game, the end of this era, it feels like, because those two guys have been around for so long. Was it bittersweet for you guys in the locker room afterwards, or was it just a total celebration?
A little bit of both. I mean, there was a lot of sadness for me. When we get to the games that matter the most, I forever have sent my 2, my 1, and my 0 on the field for my defense, for the coin toss. I mean, Trey wasn't out there, so I didn't have a 1. JT wasn't out there. That 1's been gone the whole year. Then both my 0s get hurt. I mean, when your 4 of your best 6 players are not out there and your team still wins that convincingly, it shows you the leadership of Frank Harris and Rashad Wisdom and JT Clark. And none of those guys will ever really be gone. We'll miss them, but there's a legacy those guys have left before. That 2-1-0 Triangle Toughness, that culture, our brand, it's real. And those guys are the reason our kids were just so fantastic the entire night in a lot of adversity. And Marshall played very well, to their credit.
I've got to ask you, Jeff, because, and I go back a long way, my daughter was a cheerleader at UTSA for the original Roadrunner football program when they first started playing. And I know she was thrilled and excited and was posting stuff all over the place. And that Roadrunner pride came out. Did you hear from a lot of, ex-students, boosters, all of that kind of stuff? I just can't imagine the pride that's going around UTSA right now.
Yeah, the original 18. I've been hit up by about 6 to 8 of those guys. Larry Coker, those guys deserve a lot of that credit. They're the ones that paved the way. I mean, Kevin Brown was on that first staff. And Travis Bush. I mean, Charlie Reeves. So many of those people are just so fired up and have hit me up, and they're just so grateful. And we feel a lot of pride in that. It's what's cool about coaching here. We've got a lot of things we've got to get done. We all know that. We're a new program. So we've been playing football 13 years. Marshall's been to 10 out of the last 11 bowl games. They have one of the best winning percentages in the history of college football in their bowl games. They're showing the history of our football, and it took about 1 minute. Then they showed the history of their football, and you got Randy Moss and Chad Pennington. Some of the guys those guys have had through the years. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, it really is when you think about it. And watching the game, I don't know if you've seen the TV copy yet, but between Pennington and McCown, the two fathers, they made everybody watching feel extremely old.
Well, there's no doubt. I can remember watching both those guys play and rooting for them, and now I'm coaching their kids. So, yeah, we are definitely getting older, Jason, no doubt.
You think about where you're at now. The signing has started, and you mentioned where this program needs to get, and the NIL conversation that is continuing. As you hit the portal, or as the portal is open, and there might be a quarterback that you're going to go look at, how much has recruiting changed even from last year to this year, with kids now making more of a business decision, it feels like, than anything else, or the business part is the number one factor?
I hate it. I mean, like my corner, Cam Alexander, there's tons of schools trying to buy him right now, and he doesn't want to go. He wants to stay. I need to find 1,000 people to just give $1,000 to 210inspired.org or 210 City fans. If we can just find 1,000 people that'll give 1,000, we'll be at 1 million and we'll keep this football team. But if we don't keep this football team, we're going to be starting all over again, and all the progress we made is going to be gone. And our kids don't want a ton. They want to stay. But we just got to give them at least enough that they'll stay. And it's just – and I'm not trying to – yeah, it'd be great if we get one person to write 1 million. I'm just trying to get 1,000 people to give 1,000. And I know $1,000 in a year is a lot of money. But it's $3 a day if you want to invest in kids. And if you don't, I'm not mad at anybody. But if you want to keep our football team, and if you want to root for those same kids, we got to at least put something in their pocket to keep them here.
Well, not only keep them here, Jeff, but I mean, if you're looking in the portal, I would imagine that's difficult to try and bring somebody in that doesn't know the culture and how great it is here, and all they're looking at is dollar signs.
Well, first and foremost, I'm going to take care of my kids on my roster. Next, we'll get to that piece of it. And what I've really just told those kids is they come in here and they make plays, the city of San Antonio will take care of you. So our guys that come in here, they're recruited, they want to come play for us. They love the city of San Antonio. And the ones that come in with a number they're asking for that's up there and we can't hit, I just tell them we're just not in that business. We're going to try to take care of our own first.
You know, Coach, you think about that as a visit with Jeff Traylor, the UTSA head football coach here on the Blitz. You know my involvement with high school football play-by-play in the upcoming All-Star Game and the All-American Bowl, and it kind of feels like, especially with the All-American Bowl, that level of player coming out, it is a lot more business. But from a coach's standpoint, is it, I don't know what the right phrasing here is as I try to ask this intelligently, which is sounding more difficult than it should be. But when you're spending NIL money, or those kids asking for money, are you more interested in somebody in the portal who's proven they can play at a high college D1 level, or a high school kid that you're still unsure about how he's going to perform at the next level?
The answer is yes. I mean, you want both. It's an area of need. I'm going to try to reward my kids on my roster. So I'm going to really try to develop kids and get them on the field. Maybe we might have missed. Maybe we lost some kids in the transfer portal. So we got to go get some age on our roster. But if you look at the success we had the other night, Owen McCowan, freshman. You had the freshman Devin McEwen, freshman David Amador, freshman James Wally. I mean, we had a lot of young kids on that field making plays for us. I'd rather develop a high school kid right here from the state or wherever they're from. But if I got to go get in the portal, it's probably to replace something we lost, you know, in some type of transfer portal ourselves. Like when you lose a Trey Moore, do you want to go get an edge rusher out of the portal? Or are you counting on Jamoy to come on, which he has? Non-Otter have come back from a knee surgery, which I think he will. James Wally, a freshman who started making plays. Well, I've got 3 young guys coming on, right? So I might not need to get in the portal for that. Does that make sense what I'm saying? Where other areas, like last year, my running back position was in trouble. I had to go get some older kids, which we nailed it with Robert and Rocco. So I think the answer is yes. I know you're thinking I'm not double talking, but you need both those things according to what your roster needs.
Let me ask you something, Jeff, and I'm really curious about this because all we talk about is NIL and the kids that are looking for money. But do the parents still matter? And by that, do they still say, hey, look, I like this culture. I like this coach. I like what this program is doing. Forget about the money. We want you to play here. Does that still happen?
It just depends on how big the gap is in the money. If the money's just like my guys that are all here that are really good players, they stay for probably 1/3 to 1/5 of the money. To their parents, it was worth it. Like to Josh Cephas' parents, it was worth it for him to stay here and play for me versus go chase maybe money, which was more, which it obviously would have been. And it just depends on the parent and where they are and the kid. We've only lost 2 kids. 2. Now after this national television game, we'll probably have 21 to 28 that have been tried to be bought by other schools.
Man, college football is certainly changed because normally about this time you'd be planning, I don't know, a beach destination or maybe going skiing. It's a little vacation to get away from it all. you might still be able to do that, but your phone's not going to leave your hand, I would imagine. What's the next couple of weeks like as you get ready to celebrate Christmas and hopefully get a little time off?
Trying to make sure none of my really good players get in the portal and we take care of them. It's first and foremost to me. And then finishing this class off would be second. That's what I'll do around the clock. It won't stop.
Well, I tell you what, Jeff, I just want to say congratulations again. Merry Christmas. We love having you here. We're glad that you're here and hope you're here for a long, long time. And we appreciate the time that you give Jason and I as well. We really appreciate it.
Well, y'all are great. And I think what I want everybody to hear me say is we're such a large city, and the Roadrunners are so important to the city. If all of us would just give a little, it won't hurt that much. And it's going to a good cause. The Roadrunners are worth it. Those kids are worth it. But when we're asking a few people to do a ton, that gets pretty heavy. If we all spread it out a little bit, we can make this work. So 210inspired.org, 210 City fans, every little small dollar helps. Thank y'all so much. God bless and birds up.
God bless, birds up. Jeff Traylor on the Buyers Barricades guest line, where they provide traffic control, rental, and sales for San Antonio and beyond. And he's right. And he's saying that on the biggest sports station in San Antonio. He knows that he's reaching the right audience as he says that, because, you know, he's right. If everybody was doing a little bit, if you can, because what I think and what I worry about is those that are doing the heavy lifting. At some point, they're not going to be able to continue to donate at that same level. And you wonder if there's going to be some sort of fatigue, not just at UTSA, but college football everywhere.
Yes.
You know, when you're like, all right, well, I mean, those rich guys, you know, they're rich for a reason. And, you know, these checks, you know, it's not like there's a direct return on their investment, like if they were doing other kind of investing or advertising or marketing. So at some point, you know, whether you're talking about at Texas or A&M or Nebraska, who just bought one hell of a quarterback, or, you know, Washington that just bought one hell of a quarterback, you just wonder at what point do they say, man, I can't write that check anymore.
I think that's coming sooner rather than later. And if somebody doesn't step up in a leadership position, then we're going to be in big trouble. And schools like UTSA are going to be left out in the cold. Somebody with some leadership has got to step in and say, look, we got to fix this. Because there are boosters. I don't care how rich a booster is. He's writing $1 million checks every year, every month, every quarter. Eventually, you're going to get tired of doing that. And it's going to be a problem. I'm all for players getting money, getting paid, whatever. But if that money runs out, what happens then? Somebody's got to show some leadership and fix this thing.
Well, Laura, you've been writing that check and you don't mind it, but you've been writing a check and that kid's been cashing it, and then he hits the portal and he's playing somewhere else the following year. That's how you piss a rich guy off.
Absolutely.
In a hurry.
No question about it. Hey, look, if you've been accused of a crime or maybe you're being investigated for a crime, the first thing you need is a good group of attorneys. Well, let me suggest the LaHood Norton Law Group. That group is made up of former prosecutors turned criminal defense attorneys, and they can help you stay a step ahead of your legal program. They know both sides of the criminal justice system. They handle all criminal cases, whether it's state or federal. Not to mention the fact that I've known Nico LaHood for over 20 years, and if I'm in trouble, I'm calling Nico LaHood because I know he is going to battle for me, and he'll do the same with you. If you need legal help, you need the LaHood Norton Law Group on your side. The team at LaHood Norton Law Group is your best defense. Let them be your bodyguards. Call them for a free consultation, 210-797-7700. That's 210-797-7700. Sooner you make that call after you've been accused, the better. So call the LaHood Norton Law Group, 210-797-7700, or online at LaHoodNorton.com.
It's Dallas Cowboys football on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. The Cowboys head to South Florida for a Sunday afternoon showdown with the Fins. This Sunday, 2:30 p.m., Cowboys, Dolphins.
Prescott's going to throw it in the left side of the end zone, and it's Gallup behind the defender. Touchdown! Touchdown, Cowboys!
Presented by AA Best Bail Bonds, the law office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chancla, Ewald Kubota, Mother's Window Tint, Woods Comfort Systems, and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
People who come to cricket stay with cricket, just like our customer Jaron. I'm the singer and guitarist in a band, and I use my Cricket phone for everything. It's basically like another band member.
Don't miss a single beat. Switch today and get a free Samsung Galaxy A14 5G. Smile, you're on Cricket.
Real customer paid for testimonial. Must bring your number to Cricket on up to a $60 a month voice plan depending on device. Select models only while supplies last. First month service charge and tax due at sale. Cricket 5G requires a compatible device and is not available everywhere. Fees, terms, and restrictions apply. See store for details.
Now, during Staples Print Big Sale, get $20 off your print purchase of $100 or more, $50 off your print purchase of $200 or more, and $100 off your print purchase of $300 or more. So the more you print at Staples, the more you save. To demonstrate, print at Staples, you save. But if you print at Staples, you save. See how that works? Staples Print Big Sale. Print more, save more. Up to $100. Ends 2/10. Visit staples.com/print for details.
As the weather gets colder, the NFL offers stay hot on FanDuel. Right now, new customers get $150 in bonus bets with any winning $5 moneyline bet. That's $150 if your team wins. If you've been thinking about joining FanDuel, there's no better time to get in on the action. The app is so easy to use. There's a wide range of betting options, spreads, player props, over-unders, and more. So visit FanDuel.com/win and kick off the NFL season. That's FanDuel.com/win. FanDuel, official partner of the NFL.
Must be 21 plus and present state where lawful to wager. FanDuel is offering online sports wagering in Kansas under an agreement with Kansas Star Casino LLC. First online real money wager, only $5 pregame money line wager required. First online real money wager, only $10 first deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire 7 days after receipt. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit FanDuel.com/RG in Colorado, Iowa, Michigan, New Jersey, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Illinois, Kentucky, Tennessee, and Virginia. Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT-STEP to 53342 in Arizona, 1-888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org/chat in Connecticut. 1-800-9-WITH-IT in Indiana, 1-800-522-4700. Visit KSGamblingHelp.com in Kansas. 1-877-770-STOP in Louisiana. Visit mdgamblinghelp.org in Maryland. Visit 1-800-GAMBLER.net in West Virginia or call 1-800-522-4700 in Wyoming. Help is here. Visit gamblinghelpma.org or call 1-800-327-5050 for 24/7 support in Massachusetts or call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY in New York.
Guys, want to lose weight, improve your performance, and increase your drive? Revive Men's Health San Antonio can help you address the root causes of weight gain, low energy, poor drive, and performance issues. And since your testosterone level has a direct impact on your weight and fitness, we'll give you a free T-check and free exam at Revive San Antonio. Imagine upping your game, losing weight, and getting in shape all at once. Revive can help you make it happen with our new cutting-edge weight loss medications like your favorite athletes and celebrities use. They're affordable and available now. Weight gain and low T are treatable conditions. We know we can help you. Take that first step and book today. You're only one step away from getting in the best shape of your life. Call Revive Men's Health at 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Listen up, Texas. The Powerball jackpot is over $500 million. And you can now buy official state lottery games right from your phone with Jackpot.com. Get in on the action right now and buy official Powerball, Mega Millions, and Lotto Texas tickets with Jackpot.com. Just choose your favorite lottery game, pick your lucky numbers, and get your winnings instantly. Plus, right now, get a free lottery ticket with your first play.
I love playing the lottery, and Jackpot.com makes it so easy because you can buy all your tickets right from your phone.
Jackpot.com notifies me right away if I win. It's safe and secure, and I never have to worry about losing my lottery tickets again.
This is the greatest thing ever. I can buy tickets right on my phone for Powerball, Lotto Texas, and other lottery games while on my couch at home.
Don't wait. Go to Jackpot.com and buy lottery tickets on your phone. Plus, right now, go to Jackpot.com. That's Jackpot.com. Jackpot.com.
Paid for by Jackpot.com. You must be 18 or older to order a lottery ticket. Please play responsibly. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
This is Jim Rome. Have a take, don't suck on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. KTFM Floresville.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
Let's talk about those San Antonio Spurs. They are back in action tonight in Chicago. Expected to have Victor Wembanyama back in the lineup tonight. He missed Tuesday's game with that sore right ankle. Tip-off from Chicago is at 7 o'clock. Florida State has called a special Board of Trustees meeting for tomorrow morning. No official reason has been given, but ESPN is reporting that the board is expected to discuss its long-term athletics future.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. What are you laughing at?
I'm laughing at you.
Live out at Lucy Cooper's, 151 and 410. Well, I'm getting people asking me questions on social media and on text message about after Jeff Traylor. They're like, where do they donate? 210inspired.org, O-R-G. And they're on Twitter at 210inspired. There are a couple other ones. I know that is the one that Martin Salinas and April Lancira and I forget the third, that they're kind of in. There's a couple. 210inspired.org is the one I'm most familiar with. And I know the players that get money, and we might have to get April on at some point.
Absolutely.
They don't just get money. They have to go do things as community service to be able to get money.
Well, so that's good.
Yes, there's a little bit more to it than just here's money. So the players there, and it could be a soccer player, a baseball player, a softball player, not just a football player, but they'll help out the food bank. They'll help with the Salvation Army. They'll help with various groups in town to be able to earn the money that they are getting.
And I like that, and that's good. And I don't think any of these players care about that. And I think it makes them feel good, and they're going to get paid, and that's the main thing. So great having both Frank Harris and Jeff Traylor on with us today. Man, if you've missed any of that, go back into the vault, brought to you by AA Best Bail Bonds, and listen to it. Both great interviews, and both good people. We appreciate the time that they gave us. And congratulations my goodness. I'm not kidding. My daughter hasn't stopped texting, tweeting, putting stuff on Facebook and everything else. And again, she was a cheerleader for the Roadrunners for 4 years with the original football team once they started playing. And she's just proud as can be.
Well, that's what a bowl win does. I mean, sure, it was the Scooters Coffee Frisco Bowl, but it's that first one.
Yeah.
And, are there more prestigious bowls out there? Absolutely. Look who just walked in the door. I mean, we talk about it, and Frank Harris just walks in the door.
Look at that.
He texted early. You guys still out there at 151. I mean, we'll grab them some headsets.
Absolutely, man.
I just stopped by real quick.
Glad you did, man.
What's up, man?
Good to see you.
I know we interviewed you earlier, but what the hell? Let's get you on again here because Jeff Traylor was just on. Were you listening to that? Hang on. So Frank Harris, former UTSA quarterback.
Man, that just sounds weird, doesn't it?
That doesn't sound right, does it? Former UTSA quarterback.
It doesn't. It sounds, I don't know how to explain it. I've been at UTSA for so long, almost a decade, so it's a little weird to finally say that my time is coming to an end.
A lot of people listening right now took 10 years to get their degree. Don't. No,
I've been having my degree. I just had to keep playing football.
Well, that's what I mean. Like Rob Thompson from a morning show, it took him 10 years and I think 6 different colleges to finally actually get one diploma.
Hey,
that might have been an associate's.
No knock on him. I appreciate I respect the grind.
And all he had was a hangnail. That's all he had. So
he chased basketball. In all fairness to Rob, he went to Texas Tech on a basketball scholarship, and they realized he couldn't play. And then he was at a variety of JUCOs until finally he gave up on basketball and just went and got his degree at Texas A&M. But he chased it for a long time. And, you kind of proved that when there are dreams that an athlete has that they just don't want to let go. There's so many times you could have said, all right, I'm done.
No doubt.
And you never did.
No doubt. I just feel like that's just the easy way out. When adversity hits you, the man that you are, and how you respond to those things is the man that you are. So it was easy to just quit and give up. But, how we were brought up in my family, it was just not an option for me.
Frank, I've got to ask you because I didn't get to ask you this on our interview earlier. The whole NIL thing and all of that. And what is it about UTSA that I know you've had, guys here and there going to the portal and that. But what is it about UTSA that guys want to stay here and play?
Just the coaching staff and the leadership of Coach Traylor is just genuine. College football, you don't really have coaches like that that actually care about you as a person, not just as a football player. So it just speaks volume to Coach Traylor and the coaching staff. And you're not going to find nobody like that in the country. and we're building something special at UTSA. So that helps as well. And the culture that we have at UTSA is second to none. So it's just a special place to be around. And if you come to visit and you encounter some of the coaches and the players, you'll just feel it right off jump. So I think that's a testament to Coach Traylor, and he's easy to play for. He's a player's coach. We respect and love him, and we'll run through a brick wall for him.
Certainly, and he was just on and telling so many great stories. And again, 210inspired.org if you want to donate, because that's part of his job description now, is trying to get there to keep the players that are there from hitting the portal, because so many of the players could make more money at a different university.
No doubt.
But there is something about playing for a coach as an older player, when the high school guys are in and you're talking to them, and like with all the things I do with high school players, they might just think money and this and that. And they have no idea what $1,000 is versus $10,000 other than hearing it. It's not like they've ever had a bill,
no
right?
doubt.
But there is something about wanting to get more than the next guy. And if UTSA can't do that, I would imagine older players have to say, it's not always about the money. Sometimes it's the man you're playing for, right?
No doubt. I was there before NIL was a thing, so I got to see both sides of the coin. So going in there, not getting any extra money, to now getting NIL money. So I kind of see both sides of the perspectives. But like you said, that'll all work itself out. We come to college to play football and get a degree. I just feel like NIL is just an extra part of it. So I don't feel like kids should try to go where they get paid the most. Just because you get paid the most, it might not be the right fit for you, and you might be miserable there. So I just feel like if you go out there, make plays, and do those things, everything will work itself out.
Frank, were you surprised that Jeff Traylor was so transparent with the coffee running down his crack?
Well, the day before, he'd already talked about how you wanted the coffee. So I promise you, that coffee was brown. They made sure it was brown. It kind of smelled good. I wanted to get some before I dumped it on him. And he probably was a little upset that we didn't wait for the game to be all the way over with. And their quarterback was running towards our sideline, and Coach Traylor running on the field. So he probably was a little upset that we did that and didn't wait. But it was a funny experience.
It was.
It was just funny.
Those that had the coffee, he said he's going to get them back.
I ain't dump it.
Well, he can't do anything to you now.
I was just there. I did not dump it. That thing was big and heavy. But I was just around.
But those two guys that did, he's like, the weight room, the mat's coming. How does Jeff Traylor get you guys back?
He might get those guys back. Jokingly, I don't know what he would do. He'll figure out some way to get them back. He's a prankster. He loves to joke around all the time. He's always playing around. The guy that y'all see, he's sitting here talking to him. That's how he coaches. He doesn't change up. He's not two-faced. He acts exactly the same on a game day as he does during the week of practice, as he does sitting here doing the interview. So he's just the same. And like I said, it's easy to play for a guy like that.
Man.
Frank Harris, appreciate you stopping by.
No doubt.
Although Scooter's Coffee needs to work on putting a coffee in a bucket and having it dumped. They probably shouldn't do that.
I don't know why or how they would do that. One, that's a lot of coffee that they're wasting, and two, that's pretty nasty to get some coffee dumped.
Yeah, but the look of it, the look of it.
Yeah,
I mean, just from a visual, the difference between that bucket that was hitting the back of Jeff Traylor or at a Fiesta porta potty that gets knocked over. I mean, you really can't tell the difference. They probably should get away from dumping coffee. For sure,
they should definitely do like some water or something just basic like that.
No, you can tell the difference, dude. That porta potty stuff.
Well, there was nothing floating.
Yeah,
right?
Nothing floating, and there was not.
It smelled good too.
So
it was coffee.
So it wasn't a Fiesta porta potty.
It was coffee. I was about to get some. I was about to get me some myself. So.
Yeah, good stuff, man. Thanks for stopping by. Fans want to take some pictures with you
for sure.
I mean, I guess you got all the free time in the world now, right? Until you get a job.
No, sir.
Mom and dad are like, you got to go get a job now, right?
Nah, I got something set up, so for what work out, I just got to do that.
That's it, man. Awesome, dude.
Appreciate you stopping by, man. Don't go anywhere. It is the Blitz here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. Stephen Jones of the Dallas Cowboys will join us in about 15 minutes as the Blitz is live out at Lucy Cooper's 151 near 410. If you're shopping for a new vehicle, you need to go see my friends at Ancira Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and Ram Truck, part of the Ancira I-10 Auto Complex. Very easy for me to tell you about and recommend Ancira because I am a longtime Ancira customer, and it's because of their great customer service before, during, and most importantly, after the sale. That great customer service is why Ancira has been a top family-run dealership in San Antonio for decades. And you know Price made Ancira number one. Price keeps Ancira number one. So think Ancira. Ancira Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and Ram truck, part of the Ancira I-10 Auto Complex on I-10 West between Wurzbach and Huebner.
It's Thursday Night Football tonight on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. It's the Saints and Rams, an NFC battle in LA tonight at 6:30 p.m. Presented by Flight by Yingling and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
'Twas the holiday season at Total Wine & More. So many friends that you need to shop for. Gifts on their shelves are so easy to find. Just what you love for your loved ones in mind. Your father likes bourbon, Cabernet for your sis. Champagne for a coworker, never a miss. Now that's a low price you'll shout out with glee when you shop Total Wine for them and for me.
With the lowest prices for over 30 years, you'll always find what you love and love what you find. Only at Total Wine & More.
Drink responsibly, B21.
Hey, you. The one on the couch you just told your friend you can't go out because you're busy? Ready to get real about your psoriasis? When your current treatments don't do enough to help control the inflammation beneath the skin, causing plaques and pain, stressing and scratching, it's time to stop hiding and get real with your dermatologist so they can help you get clear. Get real clear about psoriasis at letsgetrealclear.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Over the past decade, the Roo Pub has proven the best place to watch games with those three massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. Football, basketball, all the UFC fights. And when you show up at the Roo Pub, show up hungry. The food is fantastic. Open daily at 11. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and the best place to watch a game. Celebrating 10 years in business, the Roo Pub is next to the Angry Elephant there at 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
It's the most wonderful time of the year at San Antonio's Card House, the premier card house in San Antonio at 281 in Bitters. It's Christmas time, so what better way to celebrate than giving away $125K? That's what they do every month. Going on from now all the way through December 31st, 17 hot seats drawn per day, every hour on the hour from 9 a.m. all the way through 1 a.m. From 1 a.m. to 9 a.m., you got your Royal Flush for $300, straight flush for $150, quads for $75. Also 1 a.m. to 9 a.m., you got your bomb pots, 5-card Royal or straight flush, $50 time. And of course, you know you got the multipliers. But you know the motto, you got to play to get the pay with the multipliers. From 100 to 149 hours is 2 times, and anything over 150 hours is 3 times. So get in the SA Card House. That's SA Card House 125K giveaway from now all the way through December 31st. SA Card House at 281 in Bitter.
Buyers Barricades is proud to provide traffic control, rental, and sales for work zones and events in the San Antonio area and beyond. Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. Learn more online at buyersbarricades.com. That's buyersbarricades.com.
Flight by Yingling is the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yingling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass, raise the bar. Flight by Yingling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yingling and Son Incorporated, Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
Hurry in for Macy's last-minute gift sale now and take an extra 20% off gift ideas from designers they'll love when you use your coupon or Macy's card. Plus, spend your Macy's money in-store or online. No merchandise exclusions. Can't decide what to get? Give a gift card and let them pick the perfect gift. Find last-minute gifts that never feel last-minute right now at Macy's. Savings off sale and clearance prices. Exclusions apply.
Wendy's Peppermint Frosty and Frosty Cream Cold Brew make the perfect gift for anyone in your life, especially for you. Yeah, this year you're sitting on your own lap and getting yourself what you want. Finally. And now every day this season, unlock 20% off your total when you get any small, medium, or large Frosty in the Wendy's app. So order something from your own wish list this year.
Limited time only. Participating U.S. Wendy's with app offer and registration. Applies to menu items only. Taxes and fees excluded.
The Jim Rome Show, weekdays at noon.
I love San Antonio, man. I love it.
On 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagle. I'm Jay Semenix. Out at Lucy Cooper's, 151 and 410. We're here till 6 on the air. Then, of course, Thursday night football tonight, Rams and Saints, a game you can listen to here on 94.1, brought to you by Flight by Yingling. Of course, we're out here at Lucy Cooper's with our friends from Flight. They've got all kinds of prizes to give away.
They've been giving a lot away already, and everybody's out having a good time. Boy, this place is festive today. I like that. And you ought to come out and see us because you never know who might stop by. Former UTSA quarterback Frank Harris was just here.
It's weird to say that.
It really is weird to say that.
And you know what's interesting is, I was texting with Frank about coming on the show, and he was like, in studio or on the phone. I was like, well, we're at Lucy Cooper's today on 151. All right, and from where he lives, he was like, can I just call in? Yeah, just call in. Then he sends me a text, says, you guys still there after the interview? I'm like, yeah, we're here till 6.
Yes.
And then he walked in.
That's crazy.
He was going to an event, I guess, near here. And
it was good to see him,
yeah.
though. Good to see him.
Well, just having watched him play since high school as you have, and he wanted to stop by, say hi, shake the hand, and it's just good to see him in person.
Great to see him in person, man. He looks happy and got his future to look after. He's got a bright one.
Well, and you think about how Frank was while playing at UTSA, and as the program had more success, you get the accolades and you get a lot of criticism. Although, Frank didn't really deal with that, but there were some knuckleheads on Tuesday wondering if he opted out.
Yeah.
Right. And if you know Frank, ain't no way in hell he would have just skipped the game if he could have played. Right. But, that comes with being a player at any level. You get accolades and you get criticism. And it's interesting. Some of the Cowboy players, after that game in Buffalo, J-Ron Kerr, somebody posted his address. Johnny Thomas, somebody put his phone number on Twitter. He had to get a new phone number because so many idiots were texting him and calling him, telling him how much he sucked, which, it's one thing to take shots at somebody on social media, but to call somebody to tell them that is one thing. And I can't wait to see if somebody actually shows up at Curse's house.
Oh my gosh.
But and even like Tua, who the Cowboys are going to play this week. Tua has faced a lot of criticism, and even when he does well, it's not like he gets a lot of credit because he has Tyreek Hill. But Tua said he's keeping receipts.
I keep saying it. Everyone wants to make this about me, about Tyreek. Like, please keep pushing it to Tyreek. Like, make it about Tyreek. I understand that my platform and who I am in this league as a quarterback makes me, if you want, polarizing, whether I'm the best, whether I'm the worst. Like, I could care less. Like, I don't listen to it. This is my bearer of bad news. And no, I hate to say it. I hate to say that, but that's my bearer of bad news. If anyone has something to, if anyone has something bad to say about me, but at the end of the day, like, I really don't care. But if she does share it with me, I mean, I keep receipts. We all have a way of how we do things, but like all the narratives about it, I am only good with Tyreek, and that you're right. That is the only time I'm at my best. You're right. I'm only good when Jalen's in. I could care less about it. Like, sure, if Jalen and those guys aren't out, like, I'm only as good as Raheem Mostert allows me to be. Like, that's what the narrative needs to be. And we're able to win games, and we're able to go where we want to go as a team. I am the worst football player, if that's what you want. Like, I don't care. Like, I really don't. So whatever it is, whatever you need on your show, out of what I just said, do what you need to do. Like that. I'm just here to do my job, and my job is to help our guys win.
Well, we just did take a few clips there.
Yeah, we
too.
just played the whole thing.
Not to be misunderstood. Look, true transparency. When this guy first, I'm sorry, this guy's not going to make it.
Mm-hmm.
He's proven me wrong, and I respect that, and I think he's a good quarterback. But it's not just you, Tua. How do you think Brock Purdy feels? Nobody gives that dude any respect at all. It's all Christian McCaffrey. It's all Deebo Samuel, and you can name 10 other quarterbacks who don't get any credit either. It comes with the territory. You want to shut everybody up? Go win this week, and that shuts everybody up.
Yeah, I'd rather him not go win this
Well,
week.
there you go.
So will our next guest. He would probably rather him not go win this
I'm sure
week.
he would.
Stephen Jones of the Dallas Cowboys next here on the Blitz on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. You know, nobody ever plans on getting arrested, but it does happen to a lot of people every day for all kinds of reasons, especially this time of year with all the different Christmas parties, family get-togethers that don't necessarily end well. If you get arrested, you want to get out of jail fast, you know the best way to do that is to call my good friend Albert and his great staff at AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747, or you can start the bonding process online at mybestbailbonds.com. You want stress-free bail bonds, AA Best Bail Bonds is the place because nobody beats their price. They offer payment plans, have a free shuttle service. Of course, they're discreet and confidential and open 24/7 with offices all over San Antonio and Texas, services nationwide. If you're up in Dallas, down in Corpus, anywhere in between, license number 149. Call AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121, or go online at mybestbailbonds.com.
It's Dallas Cowboys football on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. The Cowboys head to South Florida for a Sunday afternoon showdown with the Fins. This Sunday, 2:30 p.m., Cowboys, Dolphins.
Prescott's going to throw it in the left side of the end zone, and it's Gallup behind the defender. Touchdown! Touchdown, Cowboys!
Presented by AA Best Bail Bonds, the law office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chancla, Ewald Kubota, Mother's Window Tint, Woods Comfort Systems, and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
2 hours ago, Kyle arrived at the bar.
Hey, what's everyone drinking?
30 minutes ago, Kyle got his friends another round of drinks.
Cheers!
5 minutes ago, Kyle decided to drive home drunk. A minute ago, a law enforcement officer pulled up behind Kyle.
Sir, have you been drinking tonight?
A chain of events that began 2 hours ago is about to change Kyle's whole world. Drive sober or get pulled over. Paid for by NHTSA.
Wendy's Peppermint Frosty and Frosty Cream Cold Brew make the perfect gift for anyone in your life. Especially for you. Yeah, this year you're sitting on your own lap and getting yourself what you want. Finally. And now every day this season, unlock 20% off your total when you get any small, medium, or large Frosty in the Wendy's app. So order something from your own wish list this year.
Limited time only. Participating U.S. Wendy's with app offer and registration. Applies to menu items only. Taxes and fees excluded.
At Lowe's, save big every day when you buy in bulk. Get 10% off select concrete mix when you buy 1 pallet or more. And there's more. Get 15% off select primed finger joint boards when you buy 10 or more. Visit us in-store or online for low prices on the materials you need. Because Lowe's knows savings. Lowe's knows pros. Selection varies by location. While supplies last. Discount taken at time of purchase. See sales associate for details.
O'Reilly. The O'Reilly Auto Parts Holiday Gift Guide is here. If you're struggling with gift ideas, we have several options for gifts under $20, like a digital tire gauge, screwdriver sets, LED work lights, and more. Our professional parts people will help you pick out the perfect gift for that hard-to-buy-for person. Stop by O'Reilly Auto Parts or shop O'ReillyAuto.com.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
America's Diamond has never sold lab-grown diamonds, and we warned our clients, friends, and neighbors that wholesale prices would crash to almost nothing. 2-carat GVS2 lab-grown diamonds are currently being traded at wholesale for $264, but some jewelers are still selling them online for $3,000 to $4,000. Repeat, wholesale $264, retail $3,000 to $4,000. Some retailers are selling 1-carat lab-grown diamonds for under $300, and others are giving them away for free with purchase. easy to detect with gemological equipment. Tens of millions of carrots are produced in huge factories in China and India, using a tremendous amount of subsidized electricity supplied by coal-burning power plants. America's Diamond has only offered traditional, real, natural earth-grown diamonds that are rare, extremely beautiful, and have had real value for centuries. See our television program tonight on ABC KSAT 12 at 12:35 a.m. or right now at americasdiamond.com.
Listen up, Texas. The Powerball jackpot is over $500 million, and you can now buy official state lottery games right from your phone with jackpot.com. Get in on the action right now and buy official Powerball, Mega Millions, and Lotto Texas tickets with jackpot.com. Just choose your favorite lottery game, pick your lucky numbers, and get your winnings instantly. Plus, right now, get a free lottery ticket with your first play.
I love playing the lottery, and jackpot.com makes it so easy because you can buy all your tickets right from your phone.
Jackpot.com notifies me right away if I win. It's safe and secure, and I never have to worry about losing my lottery tickets again.
This is the greatest thing ever. I can buy tickets right on my phone for Powerball, Lotto Texas, and other lottery games while I'm sitting on my couch at home.
Don't wait. Go to jackpot.com and buy lottery tickets on your phone. Plus, right now, get a free lottery ticket with your first play. Go to jackpot.com. That's jackpot.com. Jackpot.com.
Paid for by jackpot.com. You must be 18 or older to order a lottery ticket. Please play responsibly. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Guys, want to lose weight, improve your performance, and increase your drive? Book your free T-check and free exam at Revive Men's Health San Antonio. Now also offering affordable, cutting-edge weight loss medications. Call 210-615-7777 or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
It's the Mike McCarthy Show every Friday morning at 6:45 and 9 with R&R in the morning.
Morning, Coach. How you doing?
I'm doing well. Good morning, Rob and Rudy.
Good morning.
A look at the Cowboys' upcoming game presented by AA Best Bail Bonds and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Ryan Eagle. I'm Jay Semenix. Out at Lucy Cooper's on 151, 410, 151 area, but more on the 151 side.
Yeah, we're on the 151 side. It's easy to get here. Just plug it in. That's all I did.
Well, that's what everybody does now.
Yeah, you just plug it in and it'll bring you right here. It was easy to get to. And the place is hopping, man. I'm going to tell you what, a lot of people out here celebrating a Thursday as we head into the Christmas weekend.
Well, that's it. It's a long weekend, and, maybe you have Friday off. If not, you got to do some shopping, whatever the case is. Come by, hang out with us. Our friends from Flight by Yingling are here. They've got lots of great prizes. There's obviously lots of cold beverages here, and you have Thursday night football tonight. Rams and Saints, which should be a really good game, a game that you can listen to here on 94.1, brought to you by Flight by Yingling if you're not near a TV or if you're on your way to or from. So get out here and enjoy and hang out. Maybe you'll win some good stuff.
I'm going to tell you what, tonight's game is important for both of those teams when it comes to playoff matchups. And you might want to scout the Rams if you're a Cowboys fan, because if the playoffs started today, that's who the Cowboys would face in round one.
The playoffs don't start today.
No, they don't.
Although the seeding for the Cowboys, you're watching. You might play the Saints in the first round if they end up winning that division.
I'd rather play the Saints.
That nobody seems to want to win. Although with the Saints, you don't know what team is going to show up. They destroyed the Giants last week. I
blame Tommy DeVito.
You blame Tommy DeVito?
And his Notre Dame mascot agent.
You always got to point the finger at somebody, don't you?
You have to. It's always somebody's fault.
Can't you just credit the Saints?
It's always somebody's fault.
Well, is it the Saints' fault they finally put together a pretty good game plan and executed it?
No, I blame the Notre Dame mascot and his quarterback.
Over a pizza deal?
Well, yeah, he was probably concerned about that, thinking, I could use that $10,000. And then my agent says he wants 20. And then he lost all of it.
Yeah.
So, that weighs heavy on a guy's mind that's still living at home. Mom's making him cutlets, and that's a hard thing to deal with.
Cutlets, huh?
Cutlets. Isn't that his name, Tommy Cutlets?
Mom does his laundry.
Everything.
Live at home. Mom's taking care of you. You're quarterbacking in the NFL.
Well, I can't imagine Tommy Cutlets is making a lot of money. Speaking of that, did you see the Arch Manning making about 3 times the money that Brock Purdy's making right now?
A little bit more than that. you look at, I mean, yeah, he made $3 million last year. From what I understand, is donated.
Yes,
that money. And again, when your last name is Manning, you can afford to do that. And some wonder, well, if he's going to stay. Well, of course he's going to stay. I mean, it's not like he needs the money, but it's certainly there. You look at all these quarterbacks in the portal and the decision they have to make. You go to the NFL, which for some might be a pay cut next year, although I know, they get 1 year to make a whole lot of money if they're going to the NFL. But at the NFL, if you're a fourth-round pick or higher, chances are you've got a 4-year deal, and so money over 4 years coming in. Most fourth-round picks make the roster. If you're a seventh-round pick, you might not make the roster.
Especially if you're Mr. Irrelevant, you might not make the roster. But Purdy has. I think Purdy's making just under $900,000 a year.
Yeah.
And I found that interesting. That a guy that hasn't played a snap, well, I guess he has played a snap in college football.
A couple snaps.
And he's making $3 million to Purdy's 800 and whatever.
Well, and again, think about Purdy. He's got to pay all those California state taxes on his almost $900,000 salary, and no state tax here in the great state of Texas for Arch Manning.
That's a great point.
So even the take-home money is better. Although I think Brock Purdy is going to be just fine.
Well, I think so, especially after he wins MVP this year.
Sure.
And a Super Bowl.
Sure.
So all of that stuff, you figure that he's going to get rewarded at some point in time.
Stephen Jones of the Dallas Cowboys will join us momentarily. Mike McCarthy will be on with Rob and James Pledger tomorrow on R&R in the Morning, brought to you by AA Best Bail Bonds. And I'm curious, tomorrow is to get ready for Friday. A couple of things with the Cowboys that we need some updates on. The health of Tyron Smith. He's dealing with a back issue and is in doubt for Sunday. And obviously, Zach Martin and that quad issue. So health is obviously a factor, but so is bouncing back after a tough loss that the Cowboys had yesterday. Mike McCarthy was talking about that during his press conference today.
Oh, I think so. I mean, hey, trust me, no one wants to lose. No one wants to, have a, kind of performance that you have to answer the kind of questions we've had to answer. But I do think the negative experiences in this journey that's where the goal is. I mean, you talk about, building and stacking success, but the negative experiences of going through that, it gives you some clarity of, hey, what wasn't right? Wasn't I right? What do I need to do better? And a lot of things come down to the technique part of it, the fundamentals, and I think that's really, when you look at our evaluation process, I think we do a really thorough job of giving our players, the feedback, of their mental performance, their fundamental technique performance. And, they have their own personal cut-ups that they've done every Monday, Tuesday. They can go back and look at it. So we're in tune with the other guys looking at, as far as the Miami people. So I think you got to stay true to that, because, the one thing that we talked about in the team was, our peaks have been unbelievable. I mean, this is some of the highest peaks that I've seen over a course of a season so far. But the valley, we had a couple of valleys that were way too low. So consistency, how do you get that? And I think just really being in tune with your experiences, and everybody just really, staying on top of the South Sky. Because at the end of the day, if it's going to be about you learning and growing, then you have to stay on top of what you're doing. We can't be worried about what the other guys are doing all the time.
Well, and those are true words, right? You can't worry about what Philly's doing. You can't worry about what San Francisco's doing. If you win your games, all of that stuff's going to take care of itself. And so I appreciate what McCarthy had to say there. It's just going to be interesting, because I think this game coming up against Miami is such a pivotal game for the Dallas Cowboys, just from a confidence standpoint. That, and to get that, you talk about reporters talking bad about you. I mean, if they lose in Miami, that narrative that they can't win on the road is going to continue on. And you've got to believe that is just wearing thin on those players.
It's interesting because you're right. I mean, all the negative talk this week about the Dallas Cowboys was well earned by the egg they laid in Buffalo. I'm curious what it's like in that locker room, and I don't know that we will actually ever know the answer to that question, because do they just look at it as, what, we didn't play well, we know we're better than that, and try to ignore the outside noise? But at some point, because they are human, don't they have to go get a road win to feel like they can go on the road and beat one of the top teams in the NFL? And Miami is one of those. There's, no, they're not a very good team. It's a team without a winning record. That's a team in shambles right now. Just to go out and have a dominant performance and win on the road. It was nice to go play well in Philadelphia. Even though you lost, you still felt like you had a chance to win that game. That was good, a good loss, if you will. But to go get embarrassed the way they did in Buffalo, get embarrassed the way they did in San Francisco, just from an internal confidence from the players, from the coaches, from the owners, you would think that they need a solid road win.
Well, they do, Jason. And I mean, all they have to do is look at their record. They're 3-4 on the road this year. And that is, or what, 4-3. What is that? It's a losing record on the road this year.
Yep.
They got 4 losses.
Yep.
Right? 4 losses. That's what they got. So all of those came on the road. They're undefeated at home. So just from that standpoint, just from a confidence standpoint, you have to believe that the Dallas Cowboys, they got to be feeling the weight of all of that. And when you look at this, who's it more important to? It doesn't matter. And look, this game is important to both teams because Miami's looking at Buffalo, and they're seeing a good Buffalo team that is right on their heels, who, by the way, they have to play again at the end of the season. So that could all come down to that. In fact, the Dolphins, Jason, have the Cowboys, the Ravens, and the Bills to finish out the season. That, you talk about gauntlets. That's a gauntlet there that they're facing.
What I love about what we're seeing, the Cowboys and their gauntlet, the Dolphins and their gauntlet. The NFL set up the schedule this year to where everybody seemingly has a tough December based off of last year's teams. Philadelphia, they kind of got lucky because, they got the Giants twice and then Washington. The Giants were a playoff team last year and thought that they would be a little bit better this year. It didn't work out that way for them. But I like how the NFL stacked the schedules this year with a lot of division games towards the end or matchups that they figured were going to be against really good teams.
When you looked at the schedule at the very beginning, the first thing that stood out to me was at Buffalo, at Miami, bang, bang.
Yep.
Back to back. That was tough. Obviously, you look at San Francisco as well. But look, I just think from a confidence standpoint, this is obviously not a must-win game, and it doesn't even maybe count that much. But I just think from a mental standpoint for the Dallas Cowboys, this is a game that they absolutely have to have. And I just think if they get this game, it will give them the confidence that they need, that they can go into anybody's house and take care of business. You lose this game, that narrative continues, and that doubt does not get out of your brain.
Well, think about this. If they were to lose this game, and then you have Detroit coming in on the 30th, you could be staring at a 3-game losing streak.
You could.
Now, nobody thought that the Eagles were going to lose 3 straight. But here they are staring at, or in the middle of a 3-game losing streak and internal finger pointing. Jalen Hurts calling out his team, now walking it back. Jason Kelce with comments about leadership and people pointing fingers. Things aren't right in the Philadelphia locker room right now. And you wonder this late in the season, would they be able to correct that?
Well, it's going to be tough, and luckily for them, they have the Giants coming into their house this week. That's got to help, I would think. But look, it doesn't matter who it is, whether it's the Giants or Washington or Arizona or name a team, it doesn't matter. The Eagles have got to fix what's broken. This is a bad time of year to be having 3-game losing streaks. The Cowboys, as you just mentioned, could be facing that as well. This is not a good time of the year to be doing that. So this game this Sunday in Miami, I think is crucial for the Dallas Cowboys.
And the other part, too, now, again, some injury news, and we're tracking down Stephen Jones. He'll be on shortly. Health of the offensive line, because if Tyron Smith and Zach Martin are unable to play, all bets are off, right?
Sure.
So, and Tyron, I guess, aggravated his back in that loss to Buffalo, and seeing some tweets from reporters that cover the Cowboys like Clarence Hill Jr., he's more of a concern about being absent on Sunday than is Zach Martin. But if you're without one of those two guys or both of those guys, that does change, your outlook on how you might bet this game, but the Cowboys still have to try to figure out how to go win. Now, at Arizona, they were without 3 offensive linemen because Zach didn't play, Tyron didn't play, and neither did Tyler Biadasz, and that was a bleep show. Cowboys offensively struggled all over the place with protections, and they ran the ball kind of okay in that game, but obviously they lost that game, which is a loss that ultimately could bite them in the ass when it comes to home field advantage in the postseason. But that said, injuries or not, just the mental part of going and getting a road win, not knowing what's happening with Philadelphia, and the importance this year more than most because of how much they suck on the road this year of having home field advantage in the postseason.
And everybody talks about the Dolphins offense and what kind of numbers that they put up. By the way, they I'm not putting a lot of stock into this, but they did hold the Jets to a goose egg last week and scored 30 some odd points with a banged up offensive line. That Jets defense is not that bad. I looked it up. We all talk about the Dolphins offense. Their defense is pretty good. Their defense is top 5 in the NFL right now, stat-wise. The Cowboys are at number 6. So the Dolphins, stat-wise, have a better defense than the Dallas Cowboys. The Jets come in there at number 7. So this team is pretty well-rounded all the way around, and that Cowboys offense is going to have its hands full with that Dolphins defense. So this is going to be a great game. I look for both offenses to get going in this game. But that's on the other side of the coin, Jason. That Dallas defense has got to prove something. They got to prove they can stop the run and get off the field.
Well, that's it. I mean, dumb penalties, especially on third down that extend drives when you were getting off the field to either for the opponent to punt or at least kick a field goal, which was an issue last week in Buffalo. And I'm with you. Now, I mean, this is a Miami team that scored 70 on the Denver Broncos. They scored 42 against Carolina. They scored 45 against Washington, 30 last week against the Jets. But the Cowboys have been putting up a ton of points too. If it is a shootout, I do think that would favor the Dallas Cowboys. And I do think this is a big game for a Brandon Cooks and a Jake Ferguson, and maybe even passes to Tony Pollard out of the backfield, because I imagine Jalen Ramsey is going to be all over CeeDee Lamb, and probably there will be some help. So you got double coverage on CeeDee Lamb. Which other wide receiver is going to be a breakout player in this game?
That's a good question. Michael Gallup, who has shown some flashes, is this his time to shine and reintroduce himself?
Is he on a milk carton in Florida?
Yeah, he very well could be. The one thing too that you got to look at when it comes to Tua, and we heard from Tua earlier, and he's a little bit upset by some of the bad press that I guess he's been receiving, that he's not the guy, that it's everybody else around him. This guy gets the football out of his hands probably quicker than any other quarterback I've seen.
Yep.
So that Dallas pass rush is going to be put to the test as well. I just think it's going to be a great game. I think these are two good football teams, but you're looking at this. Miami's got a 2-game lead over Buffalo, so I think maybe they can afford a loss more so than the Dallas Cowboys. I just think from psyche-wise to winning the NFC East, this is a huge game and a desperate one if you're a Cowboy.
For the Cowboys defense, after what they showed last week, and quite frankly, a couple weeks ago against Seattle, Dan Quinn, rumored for some head coaching jobs. His defense can't go out there and have another lackluster performance. But you talk about the pass rush and how quickly Tua is able to get the ball out of his hands, and that's the way that offense is designed. And you look at McDaniels and the way he coaches, and he's not your typical coach. And, he's refreshing. He's interesting. I love the guy.
I do too.
Hearing him talk, all of it. But this pass rush, I hope that they're spending a lot of time this week, because I imagine everybody does. If you're not getting there, get your hands up. You might get a lot of deflected passes this week for the Cowboys, which is what they need. You got to have that if you're the Cowboys, because just get arms in the throwing lanes if you're not going to get there on those deep passes that they love to throw. With the banged up offensive line that Miami is dealing with, you wonder if Tua will have enough time to let those plays develop.
Have you seen Tyreek Hill run?
Well, I mean, he can't get down there in none seconds, right? I mean,
well, maybe just a second after that.
He's not running, a 2.5 second 40-yard dash to get behind the defense. So the question is, who gets there first? Tyreek Hill 40 yards downfield or Micah Parsons 7 yards to the quarterback?
That's going to be a battle to watch. And I think, Micah Parsons, Michael Gelkin from the Dallas Morning News just posted something that Micah Parsons said today, that Tyreek Hill hooked him up with some extra tickets for his family to be in attendance on Sunday. And apparently they're pretty good friends. I didn't know that, but apparently according to that tweet from Gelkin, they're pretty good friends.
Because Tyreek Hill's the cheetah, and Micah Parsons has been the lion, and then Tyreek tried to take lion, and Micah Parsons had some problems with that. He's already the cheetah. He can't be the lion. Don't be greedy. You can't be both. Pick your animal and stick with it.
I think Mike has been a cub lately. He needs to get back to that lion status.
It's interesting because, he needs to make some plays and get some sacks. But it's not like he's not affecting the game, right? And he does affect the game. Mike McDaniel, the head coach of the Miami Dolphins, said he's one of the best players at any position in the NFL. He draws that much attention. But you're right. We look at, are you getting sacks? Are you getting there? Last week, Josh Allen only threw the ball 15 times. There were no sack opportunities.
They didn't have to.
So, what I want to know, if you're Dan Quinn, at what point do we start moving Micah around, even though he's not the best at stopping the run? At some point, do something. All the energy being wasted, thinking you're going to go get the quarterback to only have him run by you.
Well, and again, you're not going to have Hankins this week. I think he's not going to play. He's shooting for that December 30th game against the Detroit Lions to return. So he's going to be out. So again, you got to rely on Amazi Smith, who I guess has shown a flash or two this season, but not many. And again, that run game is going to be the difficult part for the Cowboys because the Dolphins can run the football. Again, we always talk about Tyreek Hill and Waddle, but they've got a running game as well. And so going to be a good football game, but a big one, I think, for the Cowboys.
Well, and you think about the game, a game that you can listen to Sunday afternoon here on 94.1. You look at that game, and there is for a game against the Miami Dolphins, right? We know their speed. They've won a bunch in a row against Miami. I think it's their last 4. Last time they played in Miami was 2015, right? Tony Romo was the quarterback. They don't play each other a lot. You go back to the Cowboys' first Super Bowl win was against those Dolphins.
Well, I just remember the Thanksgiving Day game when it snowed and Leon Lett had a brain malfunction. But I remember that game clearly. That was interesting. Yeah, you're right. But look, they don't play Buffalo very often either. So I kind of find it refreshing that we're seeing the Cowboys play teams that they don't play that often. I think it's good. Obviously they're going to play the Giants, Jets, and Washington over and over and over again, same division. But to see them play Buffalo and Miami, I think that's kind of cool.
It is. And the fact that Miami is good and with everything that they have, I'm with you. It's such an important game, probably a much more important game as we get closer to it than we thought coming in, because we didn't know how good Miami would be.
Right.
We knew they'd be good, they'd be entertaining, but would they be good? Buffalo is like, if you would have said, like, you look at Miami's record and Buffalo's record, I would have flipped those, right?
Sure.
Buffalo still, to me, in the playoffs would be a team nobody wants to play. Right? Just they're that kind of team. Dallas and Miami are very similar in my mind because you have no idea what you're going to get out of either one of those teams. I expect a high-scoring game. I expect Miami to do all kinds of stuff that you go, how in the hell did that just happen? But at the same time, this is the same Miami team that lost to the Tennessee Titans.
Well, sure they did. And at home, by the way.
Yeah.
They did that. But their head coach is like a mad scientist, right? Just kind of a nerd in his basement and coming up with stuff.
Yeah. I have a coach of Mike McCarthy that's having a double cheeseburger, Juicy Lucy.
Absolutely.
And a big old Diet Coke watching a bunch of film late at night. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. There's no way McCarthy could wear any of the outfits that Mike McDaniels does. And I think he's okay with that.
I think he's fine with it.
We'll get more into that as well. We're still chasing Stephen Jones as the Blitz continues at Lucy Cooper's 410 and 151 here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
You know, there's one name in roofing that stands high above the rest, and it is Stevens Roofing. In fact, the quality roof overhead by Stevens Roofing means of several things like comfort, confidence, peace of mind. It's protection for all of those things that you love. And during this holiday season, Stevens Roofing would like to thank all first responders and military service members for the protection and the peace of mind that they provide. Look, when you're in the market for repairs, a replacement roof, or an upgrade, you'll want to work with the experienced team that brings local roots, value, and a vast knowledge of their craft to every job. You'll want to work with Stevens Roofing, providing roofing in both commercial and residential, a wide variety of materials for all of South Texas. Call Stevens Roofing, 210-785-0994. You can get them online at stevensroofing.net. But again, that phone number is 210-785-0994. And oh, by the way, the folks at Stevens Roofing want to wish everyone a very happy holiday season.
It's R&R in the morning.
R&R in the morning. No Rudy, but James Pledger's sitting with us. Mike McCarthy gets here early. RJ Ochoa very quickly to follow. And all the holiday questions and answers. We're doing it tomorrow, Friday. If you haven't gone to your bowl bash, make your picks. There's prizes on the line and a hearty handshake. The party starts at 6.
It's your wake-up call. R&R in the morning, 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
The holiday season is right around the corner, so give the gift that's hard to wrap, but easy to give. Give them a Stihl. With powerful trimmers, blowers, and chainsaws to place under the tree, the Stihl Holiday Gift Guide has something for everyone. Save $30 on the BG56 CE handheld blower. Visit your local Stihl dealer or go to stihlusa.com/gift guide. Real Stihl. Find yours. Offer valid for a limited time only at participating dealers while supplies last.
Honey, come here, quick.
What is it?
Shh, check it out. The prices on all these highly rated tequilas are amazing. Total Wine must have made a mistake.
Nope, they always have the best deals in town. Remember that amazing reposado your sister brought over last week? See, it's right here.
Whoa, that's a low price. I mean, whoa, that's a low price.
With the lowest prices for over 30 years, you'll always find what you love and love what you find. Only at Total Wine & More. Drink responsibly. B21.
If there's anything more stressful to me than holiday shopping, it's last-minute holiday shopping. That's why I'm so glad I went to Kohl's. I found great gifts at great prices, like stocking stuffers starting at $3.99 and beauty faves for $25 and under. And with a 20% coupon, I got gorgeous silver jewelry under $20. Plus, I earned Kohl's Cash. So if you want less stress and more savings, even at the last minute, you know where to go. Select styles, beauty, coupons do not apply. 20% offer ends December 24th. Some exclusions apply. See store or Kohl's.com for details.
iPhone 15 Pro on Verizon.
It's your last chance to trade in any iPhone in any condition for the new iPhone 15 Pro with titanium and iPad and Apple Watch SE, all on us with Unlimited Ultimate. Go to your local Verizon store now. iPhone requires Unlimited Ultimate plan first. Service plan required for iPad and Apple Watch. $999.99 device payment or full retail purchase with new smartphone line required first. Less $1,000 trade-in/promo credit. Up to $459.99 device payment purchase with new line on eligible plan required per Apple Watch or iPad. Less up to $459.99 promo credit per device applied. 0% APR. Additional terms and conditions apply.
Time to start planning your Christmas dinner, and that starts at Tri-County Meat Market. Jason Minix here from the Blitz. Tri-County Meat Market has started taking orders for Christmas prime rib, tenderloins, and gift boxes. Order soon because they do have a limited supply. The gift boxes are variations of steak, sausage, jerky, and seasonings, and very popular. And for that Christmas dinner, you need to order your prime rib or tenderloin ahead of time. So get into one of the 2 Tri-County Meat Market locations today. Ralph Fair Road and on Heavener, TriCountyMeat.com.
Life moves fast. No one has time for a car, truck wreck, or commercial vehicle accident. At Davis Law Firm, we get it. When you call the force, you don't have to worry about insulting offers from insurance adjusters, property damage, or car rental. With over 25 years experience, we have secured important verdicts and settlements, some in the millions of dollars. I'm Jeff Davis. If you were in a car, truck wreck, or hit by a commercial vehicle, call me at 444-4444. You got it. There's only one number to remember. 4. Attorney consultation by appointment only. Davis Law Firm, San Antonio. Davis Law Firm is a proud official partner, personal injury attorney of the San Antonio Spurs.
If you're a man and you live in San Antonio or the surrounding areas, you need to pay close attention to what I'm about to say. Are you having issues rising to the occasion? Do you constantly worry about whether or not you can perform? Have you completely stopped having adult time? Is it something you just don't talk about? Guys, we have a solution. Mojo, the 100% guaranteed male enhancement pill that's fast, effective, and was designed to reignite passion, performance, and confidence in the bedroom. Yeah. Be ready at a moment's notice with the Mojo Male Enhancement Pill from Pure Line Nutrition. And for those of you who have used Mojo, check out Mojo Enduramax.
Touchdown!
A new formula that improves the potency and effectiveness of Mojo. Get fast results, last longer, and be the man she'll never forget. Mojo and Mojo Enduramax. 100% natural male enhancement formulas only available at Pure Line Nutrition. Call now, 210-494-2210. That's 210-494-2210. Or visit us online at thepureline.com.
On your ride to work, check out Rob Thompson and Rudy J. They're R&R in the morning. KTFM Floresville and at sasportstar.com. San Antonio's Sports Center.
Well, can the Spurs snap their 2-game losing streak tonight in Chicago? They will have Victor Wembanyama back in the lineup. He missed Tuesday's game with that sore right ankle. Tip-off from Chicago is at 7 o'clock. Tonight we have Thursday Night Football, the Saints and the Rams in L.A. You can catch that game right here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. It all gets underway at 6:30 with the pregame. The Blitz continues next.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minutes.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. We're live out at Lucy Cooper's on 151. We're here till 6. You got Thursday Night Football tonight. Good one, too, with the Rams and the Saints, brought to you by Flight by Yingling. You can listen to it here on 94.1. And we're out here with Flight by Yingling. And Santa Renee is giving out all kinds of prizes, man. I've never seen somebody so excited to win a cooler.
Well, of course, that cooler's pretty cool.
Oh, it is very cool.
It really is.
But, yeah, she's very excited over that cooler. It's a great cooler.
Well, it's a great cooler. And I tell you what, this place is rocking this afternoon.
Yeah.
Everybody having a good time out here, enjoying some food, some cold beverages, and having a good time. Everybody in the holiday spirit as we about to roll into the Christmas weekend. My goodness.
It is amazing that, this weekend, so many people are off work for the next couple of days. And, not that we do, but so many great companies out there. You go with Christmas on Monday, they get Tuesday off too.
I know. Wouldn't that be nice?
We don't work for one of those companies. We'll be back on Tuesday.
Yeah, we will be. We will be. And that's okay because we'll have a big game to talk about with Buffalo or Miami. Who's playing this week? Dallas and Miami.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. So that'll be fun. But, man, it's fun out here. Come out here and join us. You know what's been great about this? Like I noticed driving around this morning, and I'm looking outside right now, the traffic. There's no traffic.
Huh.
Nobody's working.
Apparently
Schools
you haven't been
out.
on 1604 lately.
Well, that's always with the construction.
Oh,
dude.
okay, yeah.
I'm just talking about 151
in general.
151 and 410 is usually packed this time of day, and cars are just motoring by with no problem.
Well, that's because they're all in here with us.
Well, that's good. I'm glad.
Like Robert and Jackie over here, they stopped in because why not?
Yeah, of course.
That's what they're doing.
Well, we appreciate them stopping in.
Robert got a table very close to us just so he could force the ladies to listen to us because apparently, the kid gets stuck in the back seat all the time and forced to listen to us, which is how we get most of our female listeners.
Well, it's a vet move.
Yes.
To get the table right up near the
That's exactly
the
what it
speakers.
is.
So it's a vet move.
Yes.
We appreciate that. Our listeners are pretty smart for the most part.
Well, yeah.
For the most part.
For the most part.
There's a couple.
Uh-huh.
Greg Shelton over there, I don't know about him, but
well, he's not really a listener, is he?
He's forced to listen.
He's getting paid to listen.
This guy loves us. Are you kidding me?
Oh, that's true.
He can say a lot of stuff, but Shelton loves us. He loves when he gets to take us out and do a broadcast somewhere.
In reality, do you know how much Shelton loves us? Do you know how much Shelton loves us?
Yes.
He's on vacation.
See that?
He's on vacation. And this greedy SOB wouldn't allow anybody else to come out here and engineer because he takes ownership for whatever reason. Now, it's
he
funny
loves us.
Because how do you say your name, man? Halen. Almost said Hanlon. Halen, who's our new engineer. He's 25. We show up and he's unloading stuff out of the van, and I wasn't thinking that it was bring your kid to work day because nobody would ever have kids with Greg Shelton. So I thought maybe he had a nephew or something with him, and I realized, that's Halen. Maybe Greg is going to teach him how to do it, to help him set up, and then go enjoy the rest of his vacation. Go home to the dog, Josie. Nope.
Well, Josie,
he's not even letting Halen learn how to run the show. He is sitting in his chair.
Dude, I told you, he loves us. And by the way, it's a vacation for Josie. All right. I mean, Josie's at home, lounging, having a great time.
No, because Greg is here with clothesline bacon.
Hopefully some of that will get home to Josie.
Do you really think if there's any of this bacon left at the end of the show, which I'm going to guess there won't be because of me, that if Greg had that bacon in his car in a to-go container, that it would make it from 410 and 151 over to Eisenhower to drop all the crap off, and then over to his house? I mean, all he's going to do is walk in, and Josie's going to smell it and go, "Where's mine?" And he's going to look at the dog like, "Here's your Alpo."
Oh man, that's just not right. Not right.
Well, and to give you an idea what kind of guy Greg Shelton is, Halen had to buy his own damn lunch.
Really?
Yeah.
Dude, I tell you what.
I mean, Greg,
I don't know why you're complaining. He bought you bacon.
Well, it's on your credit card.
Well, it probably is.
Well, not probably.
Not the first time.
You just don't have your bill yet.
Well, I'll get it, and
you'll get what?
The bill.
Yeah.
And I'm going to hand it to you.
Well, I'll sign it. I'll tip heavily because it was on your card.
Well, we'll see.
What do you mean we'll see?
We'll see.
I mean,
here I am, a generous guy, and you're acting like that. I'm buying everybody lunch, and now you're acting like that. You're acting like an ass.
It's a great idea.
Well, it's normal.
Well, I'm just pointing out. I mean, when she said I need a credit card, we both reached. You were a little bit faster.
Well,
this time.
Which is typical.
This time.
Which is typical.
And then,
Minix acts like he's got a shoulder injury. He's like Frank Harris.
Dude,
I can't
me
quite.
and Frank are one in the same.
I can't quite get to my wallet.
One in the same.
I got a brother like that that's got alligator arms.
Yeah.
Right. The bill comes and it's like, I'll get it. Let me have that.
Yeah. And then. Greg ordered and you were like, yeah, man, just put that on the bill because you actually forgot that it was on your credit card and not mine.
Well, I appreciate Greg Shelton, so I don't mind buying him
if I'd have known
lunch.
Halen was forced to buy his own lunch, I'd have had you buy his
How
too.
do you know he didn't put it on my tab too?
Because I saw him closing out over there, and I would have gladly told him to put it on the tab.
Well, he should have.
Because it was on your card.
Just don't ever expect Minix to buy you anything, okay? Just don't. Because it ain't happening.
I mean, it might.
It ain't happening.
I mean, it might.
I tell you what, it's the holiday season. I'm generous, and I want everybody to feel good, and and all of that stuff.
You sound very generous right now that you realized you had to buy Greg his lunch.
I don't mind buying Greg his. It wouldn't be the first time.
Well, no.
But Shelton's a good guy.
It's different when you offer. It's another when it just shows up on your bill.
But see, Shelton's a good guy because he will buy. He'll return the favor.
Yeah, he will.
He does.
He will.
Now you, on the other hand, I'm not sure about.
Yeah, because I never buy lunch. Never.
Come on out here and buy us lunch, will you?
We don't need to. We got Joe.
That's right. I'll buy yours,
and we'll get your beer too from our friends from Flight by Yingling.
That's Renee's job.
First one is on Renee.
That's Renee's job, and he's very generous too. So I'm glad there's some generosity out here today.
Well, of course there is. some
awesome.
generosity.
It's the holiday
season.
Holiday season.
Tomorrow the Blitz will be live from the Minnick's Kitchen for our big rib competition.
So my suggestion to everybody tomorrow that's listening and driving around, if you can, get on YouTube. You can be a part of the party that way, and you can see what's happening and going on.
Wait a minute. What do you think they're going to see on YouTube?
They're going to see a party.
Are they?
Sure.
Oh, they're going to see your head with my blinds behind you, and I don't know.
No. I may be walking around.
You're going to walk around?
I may walk around and show everybody everything and
the ribs that are on the grill.
That are on the grill. I mean, these folks deserve to have a little taste of the Sports Star Christmas party.
You just talked about how nice you are. Now you sound like an ass. Like you can't come to the party, but we'll show you a video of what you're missing.
Dude, it's not my house. If it was my house, maybe that's a different thing.
What do you mean?
Minnick's is the one not invited. He's the humbug over here.
Yeah. You're not invited. I mean, my neighbor texted me earlier, Jasmine. She was like, "What time tomorrow?" I was like, "What are you talking about?"
Well, Jasmine's invited because she's an employee.
I didn't invite all the employees.
You didn't?
No.
Oh,
no.
Do you see this? I'm glad your true colors are coming out. It's a Christmas season that
I invited everybody that works on San Antonio Sports Star.
Well, Jasmine works on San Antonio
She works for
Sports
Alpha Media. She does a little bit of, if I did that, I'd have to invite everybody. It's the morning show, the afternoon show, Pledge, Edwin.
Jim Rome coming?
He's going to Colorado or Wisconsin or somewhere. I invited Swampy, but he's in Denver.
Yeah.
But I did invite him.
Well, that's good. I'm happy about that.
I mean, we didn't pick a date knowing when his vacation day was or anything like that.
Are you sure?
we did invite him. He accused me of that.
Although,
honestly, I thought he said he was leaving Saturday.
He left today, I think.
Yeah, he left today.
Yeah, so
and our party's tomorrow. But I thought, literally said I'm leaving 2 days before Christmas. So unless the guy doesn't know when Christmas is, or he thought Christmas was Saturday, but he told me I'm going home 2 days before Christmas. So we picked a Friday.
There you go.
Because if we would have picked a Wednesday, there's no way Rob and Rudy would have been able to make it.
No, but
work the next day.
We've been talking about this rib off for a long
Careful
time.
how you say that.
We've been talking about this rib off for a long time, and now it's finally going to come to fruition.
Yep.
And we're going to see between you and Rob who makes the best ribs.
Sure, there's a competition.
Of course there is.
I mean, there's no prizes, just bragging rights.
Let me tell you something. Between those guys in the morning, us and Pledge, it never stops. I mean, the competition is 24/7, 365.
I tell you what, though, Rudy J tomorrow is going to win the best ice because he's, you're bringing a tri-tip. Pledge is bringing alcohol. Rob and I are doing ribs. Rudy said, I'll bring ice.
Well,
is he winning best ice or laziest contribution?
Well,
yes.
Both.
Yes. I mean, Jasmine said, I'll bake cookies if you let me come over.
Really?
Ooh.
Well, and again, Jasmine, all right, her daughter, one hell of a baker.
But Jasmine's not?
I mean, I'm not saying that, but I'm saying that her daughter, when her daughter bakes treats and brings them around the neighborhood, those are fantastic.
Well, I just look, and I don't know from experience, but knowing Jasmine for the last 2 years, Baker and Jasmine just don't seem to go together.
Like I said.
I'm just saying.
Like I said. Oh,
man. Going to be fun tomorrow. So join us.
Jasmine can order with the best of them.
Sure. Hey, sometimes that's better anyway. And no offense to anybody, but I mean, you go to H-E-B or a bakery. Dude, I went to a bakery this morning. I was waiting for Tri-County to open. There's a little kolache stop over there right next door. I can't remember what it's called, but that was fantastic.
It's a Shell station next door.
No. Well, next door in the next shopping center. They had chocolate chip cookies with it this big around.
Yeah, that big, huh?
Yeah, that big.
Yeah.
That big around.
That's great radio.
Well, I'm just saying, if people, they know what.
The bigger's your steering wheel.
They know, well, not quite that big, but about halfway.
All right, good enough.
They were huge. And the chocolate chunks in that thing, were enormous.
Did you eat them?
No, I didn't. I got kolaches.
Okay.
I didn't get any cookies. I meant to get Rudy some chocolate balls, and I didn't do it.
He's got plenty.
Apparently.
I love
John
chocolate balls in my mouth.
Little late.
We
Blake.
know. We know.
Little late. It is the Blitz here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. Live out at Lucy Cooper's, 151 and 410 at Thursday night football tonight. Rams and Saints. Spurs are playing tonight as well. And you want to add a little excitement to your game watching tonight, make sure you go download the Underdog Fantasy app, the easiest place to play fantasy basketball every night of the season. With the holidays here, our friends at Underdog are running surprise season promos now through the end of the year. Now, follow them on Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it, at Underdog Fantasy for surprise season promos, because they're going to be giving away Nintendo Switches, PS5s, and so much more. So follow them on the socials and go download the app and sign up online at UnderdogFantasy.com. Use my promo code STAR, and Underdog will double your first deposit up to $100. I love playing the pick'em game where you pick between 2 and 5 players and select whether they will go higher or lower one of their stats. If your pick hits, you can win big cash money. It is fantasy, but it is legal in Texas and certainly a ton of fun to play. Promo code STAR when you get signed up at UnderdogFantasy.com. Must be over 18 and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org.
It's R&R in the
Friday
morning.
on R&R in the morning. No Rudy, but James Pledger's sitting with us. Mike McCarthy gets here early. RJ Ochoa very quickly to follow. And all the holiday questions and answers. We're doing it tomorrow, Friday. If you haven't gone to your bowl bash, make your picks. There's prizes on the line and a hearty handshake. The party starts at 6.
It's your wake-up call. R&R in the morning, 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Mr. Clean, Mr. Clean. Of course I use Mr. Clean Magic Eraser to clean tough messes off my stovetop and bathtub. But then I discovered I can also use it to easily clean my patio furniture and even my shoes. I'm hooked.
And when wipes won't cut it, I use Magic Eraser Sheets. They're thin and flexible erasers, perfect for everyday messes, like gunk on my counters and sinks. They really are magical.
The reviews are in. Mr. Clean Magic Eraser and Sheets make cleaning look easy.
If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747 or online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149.
Thursday night football is on, and it's only on Prime. Tonight, 2 NFC teams fighting for their playoff lives meet as Alvin Kamara and the New Orleans Saints take on Matthew Stafford and the Los Angeles Rams. Not a Prime member? Sign up for a 30-day free trial to stream the game. Coverage begins at 7 p.m. Eastern with TNF Tonight, presented by Verizon. It's the Saints and the Rams on Thursday Night Football, and it's on Prime. Restrictions apply. See Amazon.com/Amazon Prime for details.
Get the home field advantage every time with Fairfield by Marriott, official hotel partner of the NCAA. Whether you're a student athlete working toward your championship dreams or your team's biggest fan, Fairfield by Marriott has everything you need to get ready for game day. From comfortable guest rooms to complimentary hot breakfast, Fairfield is part of the Marriott Bonvoy portfolio of hotels and official hotel partner of the NCAA. Visit fairfield.marriott.com to book your next game day stay.
Hi, I'm Jason Thompson. I'm a personal injury attorney, and since 1994, I've been helping people and their families seriously injured or killed by negligent drivers. My website, alawyerforus.com. I use that phrase because I know that there's no way a regular San Antonian can possibly beat $1 billion insurance company alone. You will need an experienced attorney to stand up for you and get what you and your family deserve. This month, my father will retire after 50 years of practicing law, doing what he taught me to do. Help people in need. Stand up for the people that cannot. Use the skills you have to help the people in your community when and where you can. As my father told me a long time ago, insurance companies are not trying to get to heaven. They're trying to make a profit. You cannot blame a lion for being a lion. hire a hunter to help you. That's me. If you or a family member has been seriously injured because of a negligent driver, call me, Jason Thompson, as soon as you can after the collision. My number, 210-900-0400. That's 210-900-0400. Or check out my website, alawyerforus.com.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. That's AUDACY.
You know what makes the best stocking stuffer? Fireworks! Top off your Christmas list at Mr. W Fireworks. All stands and stores are now open and fills last-minute gift ideas. Shop early and save more. Visit MrWFireworks.com for a location near you.
Friday on R&R in the morning. Mike McCarthy gets here at 6:45. RJ Ochoa very quickly to follow. And then onward and upward to a company Christmas party. It's going to be a great Friday. Don't forget to join us. Now back to the Blitz. Hey, guys, Lucy Cooper's looks pretty cool. I won't see today, but the party tomorrow, I'll be ready. Bring your ribs, Jason. The Showdown finally here.
Absolutely. Big rib competition tomorrow. Rob, me, battling out with our Traegers.
My tri-tip is going to blow y'all away.
Sure.
It will.
Who brings a tri-tip to a rib competition?
Well, we needed some more meat because you guys are cheap, and you're only cooking 2 racks each.
Well, so that's 4 racks of ribs. I'm also going to have some burn ends, got some sausage going. We're going to do the Blitz tomorrow from the kitchen.
That's
going to be
enough.
a good time. Joe's bringing the tri-tip. Rudy J's bringing ice. It's going to be a hell of a party tomorrow. It's always fun. Speaking of winning stuff, we've got Bad Religion and Social Distortion tickets to give away. They're coming to the Techport Center April 19th. If you want to win those tickets, be caller number 9 right now, 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. Again, caller 9. You win tickets to Bad Religion and Social Distortion. If you don't win them, you can buy them at livenation.com. I was trying to think of a funny segue from Bad Religion and Social Distortion to John McClain, who's joining us now on the Buyers Barricades guest line. But I've got none. Maybe Social Distortion, John? What do you think?
Oh, I think this. We got another great weekend of football coming up. I can't wait. Big game at NRG Stadium with 2 old quarterbacks, Joe Flacco and Case Keenum, and both are must-win situations.
But, John, that concussion must be pretty bad when it comes to C.J. Stroud for them to keep him out again this week. Have they said anything? I know concussions are bad, but, usually they're not a couple of weeks, are they?
No, usually they're a couple of weeks or more. Very seldom do you see guys come back the first week. I think it's 25%. Only 2 quarterbacks have done it this year. And by the second week, we saw him hit his head. The worst thing you can do to a quarterback, other than take a hit to your head, which doesn't happen much, is when your head snaps back and hits the ground. And that's what happened to Stroud. And he's got to pass all the protocols. And part of that is he's got to be able to do a walkthrough, be on a practice field for a walkthrough. He's not. Then he's got to be out at a full practice. And so they're hoping he can do it next week. But the truth is, nobody has any idea.
John McClain joining us here on the Blitz with another week without C.J. Stroud. And the way the Texans are playing, and an incredible win last week over the Tennessee Titans wearing those Houston Oilers uniforms. But I look at Cleveland and what they've done with backup quarterbacks all year and how good they are defensively. How does Houston win this game on Sunday?
Well, I keep hearing about everybody talking about the great Cleveland defense. It's number 1 in the NFL. And at home, the Browns are 7-1, and they give up 13 points a game. On the road, they're 2-4, and they give up 30. So they haven't been a great defense on the road. And I'm not saying the Texans will put up 30, but that's what they've been, just totally different. On our podcast today on Utopia Football Podcast, we had a talk show host from Cleveland on there, and he couldn't explain it either. It's inexplicable. Flacco has won the last 2 games close at home, and they got blown out his first start at the Rams. So the Texans are hoping that defensive trend continues. They get back receiver Nico Collins. They're not going to have Stroud. in Will Anderson Jr. or linebacker Blake Cashman. I thought that would be catastrophic in the Titans game, but they played the most physical game I've ever seen them play. 7 sacks, 12 tackles for loss, 11 hits on quarterback Will Levis, and now he's out, I think. Trevor Lawrence has a concussion, so it's amazing the playoff race that is being led by backup quarterbacks.
One of the best moves that the Texans made this offseason was signing a guy in Case Keenum. This guy just, I don't know what it is about him. Everybody likes him first and foremost, but he goes out and he gets the job done, and you can depend on him. He's a great story there in Houston, just for what he's done with C.J. Stroud and helping him, and then obviously what he did last week.
That's a very unsung role he's played in helping mentor and develop Stroud. And Keenum has played with 7 teams. It's the 3rd time he's been with the Texans. And one of the reasons they got him was to be the 3rd quarterback. And when it got out that he was going to start, I was shocked because Davis Mills has been the backup going back to the start of camp. And 2 times Stroud went out, Mills came in, but DeMeco Ryans, all he would tell us is we make moves based on what we think gives us the best chance to win. And he was right. But they took a heck of a chance because Keenum had started 2 games in 4 years, both for Cleveland in 2021. They won both games, and he came out slow, threw a pick 6. They're down 13-0, and I thought, well, it's going to be another Jets game. And then they scratched and clawed with field goals, and, of course, won with a 54-yard field goal by Kaimi Fairbairn on the last play of overtime. And it just was such an impressive win, and people here are so excited because they beat the Titans wearing Columbia blue. And as somebody pointed out, the Titans are not 5-9. They are, let's see, they're 4-8, and the Oilers are 1-1 because they beat the Falcons wearing those uniforms and got beat here. And I tell all the talk show hosts and the fans, if you don't like them wearing those colors, when they come here 2 weeks, just show up, boo the hell out of them.
Well, maybe they'll do that either way. And the idea that game in a couple of weeks could really mean a lot. When you think about the outlook back July, August, even September, the fact that this team has exceeded all expectations, is now winning the division or making the playoffs, if one of those two don't happen, would you say it's disappointing even though they've exceeded expectations?
Well, it would be disappointing because they came so close. But when you're playing without your starting quarterback and you've had as many injuries as they have, just like down the stretch here, it'd be a big disappointment. But when you look back on the season, my God, it'd be an enormous success considering what everybody thought they were going to do. I still think it's going to come down to that last game in Indy when they play the Colts. Colts beat them here. And I think the winner of that game will end up in the playoffs, whether it's division title or whether it's a wild card, I don't know. I don't think they can win one of the last 2 and make it. They got to win 2 of 3 for sure. And then, of course, it would help if they went 3-0. The Jaguars have lost 3-0. Now they're without Trevor Lawrence. The Colts are 5-1, and the Texans are 5-2. The difference is the Jaguars and the Colts both have losing records at home and winning records on the road. So it's not real daunting to go to Indianapolis where the Texans won last year. It cost them the Bryce Young pick. Their last overtime victory before this past Sunday was in Indianapolis in 2018. So, they're certainly capable of winning. And as they showed against the Jets, they're certainly capable of losing.
John, you look at that division, and I scratch my head sometimes when I look at Jacksonville because they do have some talent on that team. Trevor Lawrence is Trevor Lawrence's number 1 draft pick, but they just don't ever seem to get over that hump, and it doesn't look like they're going to here. And if I had to bet on a team to win that division, I think I'm squarely taking the Indianapolis Colts.
One of the things about the Colts, they got lucky when Anthony Richardson got hurt. Because if he'd have been playing with only 13 starts in college, I think they'd have been up and down just like he was early in the season. running, getting hurt, leaving the game, coming back. But him going down for the season and them having signed Gardner Minshew, played the last 2 years when Shane Steichen was the offensive coordinator at Philadelphia, and he used to be a starter with Jacksonville. That's worked out great. The only thing about the Colts, they've been beating teams that have losing or 500 records, and the Texans have been playing a tougher schedule. And over the last three, the Texans have the toughest schedule, and the Jaguars have the easiest.
It's going to be interesting. Although with C.J. Beathard as the quarterback and not Trevor Lawrence, at least for one of those, likely this week's game in Tampa Bay, if Trevor is unable to go and he didn't practice again today, it'll be interesting to see how it plays out. John, on a global football scale, odd question for you. With the Pro Bowl voting going on and the teams on social media trying to get retweets for votes for players, is there a requirement on players that are being promoted on team socials? I'm trying to figure out why the Kansas City Chiefs are promoting Kadarius Toney, who's had an awful season as it is statistically, but all the drops and all the mistakes. Why are they promoting him for Pro Bowl?
Because nobody gives a damn about the Pro Bowl anymore, and they're not going to give a damn about the Pro Bowl anymore. And I couldn't tell you why any team's doing squat, because I no longer pay any attention to it, and I apologize. Only way I'd pay attention to it is they had, like, say, a lingerie Pro Bowl.
Well, I think they have.
They have one of those. That's during the Super Bowl, isn't it?
Yeah, but that's different.
Or is that the Dog Bowl?
Well, they got both. I mean, either way, we all have tongues wagging, right?
Yeah, right,
That's
exactly
what it is. John McClain, make sure you follow him on Twitter at McClain_on_NFL. Read his great work at sportsradio610.com and listen to the Utopia podcast. John, have a great Christmas, my friend. We'll talk to you next week.
Jason, Joe, y'all, thank you very much, and I hope y'all have a great Christmas and also have happy holidays.
Absolutely.
Merry
John
Christmas,
McClain
John.
On the Buyers Barricades guest line, where they provide traffic control, rental, and sales for San Antonio and beyond, online at buyersbarricades.com. Come hang out with us here at Lucy Cooper's, 151 and 410. We're on the air for another 30 minutes, then we get to have a nice cold beer, a Flight by Yingling. Flight by Yingling is out here. Lots of great prizes. You still have time to register to win. First beer is going to be on them. It's going to be a good time because we do have Thursday night football tonight, Rams and Saints, which means you need to get to sasportstar.com and get your picks in for the A-Awesome Tickets Pro Football Pick'em Challenge. Weekly winners, you get that $50 gift card to Five Oaks Ace Hardware on Thousand Oaks. And at the end of the year, the grand prize winner, $1,000 worth of tickets from A-Awesome Tickets. Only 3 weeks left. So, you know, we got that race for the grand prize is certainly there. And even if you haven't played all year, that weekly winner, it doesn't matter. It's on that week. So get your picks in at sasportstar.com.
It's Thursday Night Football tonight on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. It's the Saints and Rams, an NFC battle in LA tonight at 6:30 p.m. Presented by Flight by Yingling and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
America's Diamond has never sold lab-grown diamonds, and we warned our clients, friends, and neighbors that wholesale prices would crash to almost nothing. 2-carat GVS2 lab-grown diamonds are currently being traded at wholesale for $264, but some jewelers are still selling them online for $3,000 to $4,000. Repeat, wholesale $264, retail $3,000 to $4,000. Some retailers are selling 1-carat lab-grown diamonds for under $300, and others are giving them away for free with purchase. Lab-grown diamonds are very easy to detect with gemological equipment. Tens of millions of carats are produced in huge factories in China and India, using a tremendous amount of subsidized electricity supplied by coal-burning power plants. America's Diamond has only offered traditional, real, natural earth-grown diamonds that are rare, extremely beautiful, and have had real value for centuries. See our television program tonight on ABC KSAT 12 at 12:35 a.m. or right now at americasdiamond.com.
Your brain is an amazing thing. But as you get older, it naturally begins to change, causing a lack of sharpness or even trouble with recall. Thankfully, the breakthrough in Prevagen helps your brain and actually improves memory. The secret is an ingredient originally discovered in jellyfish. Based on a clinical study of subgroups of individuals who are cognitively normal or mildly impaired, Prevagen has been shown to improve memory. A Pharmacy Times national survey of pharmacists rated Prevagen the #1 pharmacist-recommended memory support brand for the 5th year in a row. You can find it in the vitamin aisle in stores everywhere without a prescription. Help your memory. Prevagen. Healthier brain, better life. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
If you're a man and you live in San Antonio or the surrounding areas, you need to pay close attention to what I'm about to say. Are you having issues rising to the occasion? Do you constantly worry about whether or not you can perform? Have you completely stopped having adult time? Is it something you just don't talk about? Guys, we have a solution. Mojo, the 100% guaranteed male enhancement pill that's fast, effective, and was designed to reignite passion, performance, and confidence in the bedroom. Yeah. Be ready at a moment's notice with the Mojo Male Enhancement Pill from Pure Line Nutrition. And for those of you who have used Mojo, check out Mojo Enduramax. Touchdown! A new formula that improves the potency and effectiveness of Mojo. Get fast results, last longer, and be the man she'll never forget. Mojo and Mojo Enduramax. 100% natural male enhancement formulas only available at Pure Line Nutrition. Call now, 210-494-2210. That's 210-494-2210. Or visit us online at thepureline.com.
This holiday season, visit Boot Barn for top quality gifts that pay tribute to the lasting heritage of the West. From handcrafted cowboy boots and American-made felt hats to hand-stitched leather jackets, our in-store experts will help guide you as you shop, assisting with boot fitting and providing complimentary hat shaping. This holiday, share a piece of the American spirit. Boot Barn. Unwrap the West.
If you or someone you know is having thoughts of suicide or experiencing a mental health or substance use crisis, 988 provides 24/7 compassionate support and connection to trained counselors. When you call, text, or chat 988, you'll be quickly connected to trained counselors who will listen to your concerns, provide support, and connect you to additional resources if needed. There is hope. The Lifeline works. You are not alone. For 24/7 support, just call, text, or chat 988.
It's easy to think all money managers are pretty much the same, but at Fisher Investments, we're clearly different.
Different? How? You sell high commission investment products, right?
No, Fisher Investments doesn't sell any commission-based investment products.
Well, you must earn commissions on trades.
Nope, never at Fisher. We're a fiduciary, obligated to act in our client's best interest. It's the highest standard of care for a financial advisor.
How do you know what's in their best interest?
We get to know our clients and then tailor a portfolio based on their goals and needs.
But you probably sneak in some hidden and layered fees.
No, we have one transparent management fee structured so we do better when our clients do better.
Wow, you really do look out for your clients.
That's because our top priority is helping them achieve a comfortable retirement. It might be why most of our clients come from other money managers. Visit FisherInvestments.com to find out why investors like you switch to us. Fisher Investments. Clearly different money management.
Investments and securities involve the risk of loss.
It's the Awesome Tickets Pro Football Pick'em Challenge on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Your shot at $50,000 nationally, while weekly winners locally get a $50 gift card to Five Oaks Ace Hardware on Thousand Oaks. At the end of the season, locally, the best overall record wins the San Antonio Grand Prize of $1,000 worth of tickets to any event from Awesome Tickets. Sign up today at sasportstar.com.
I'm always worried when I see two guys coming out of the restroom at the same time, smiling and laughing.
And holding hands. Were they holding hands?
I'm not sure where Greg's hands were.
Oh.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star.
It's magical here at Lucy Cooper's.
He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. Well, when you walk into Lucy Cooper's, and the name's the sign out front, something about 21 and up, and the sign says something along the lines of, babies aren't welcome here, they're made here, or something like that.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
I get that. They're made here.
You think?
Okay.
That took you a minute.
Well,
it really shouldn't have.
Well, it shouldn't have, but I mean, it doesn't happen here.
Well,
it might start the process. And
I would imagine at some point they've got one claim to fame, at least one. It might have been a parking lot.
Could be the parking lot.
Could have been the bathroom.
That's a possibility. I wouldn't surprise me if there's been a bathroom visit or two.
I mean,
what do you call that?
A bathroom visit?
Well, that's what I'm saying. I mean, if airplane is a Mile High Club. Well, Lucy Cooper's bathroom. What do you call that? Wouldn't be the Mile High Club. It'd have to be something else. Could it be the coop?
Well, I mean, flying the coop. I don't know.
It's got to be something.
I mean, put some thought into that.
Yeah.
Is there? Although I'm sure there is. Is there a term for bathroom sex in a public bathroom?
Well, I don't know.
Outside, is there like a code word? Is there, like the Mile High Club? Is there a special, bathroom porcelain club that I don't know anybody would want to be a part of or even claim?
Well,
because most bar bathrooms, even though this one is very nice and clean, it ain't Buc-ee's, right? I mean, there's places in your own house like the bathroom that, the shower's one thing, but the, outside of that, no. So I don't know if there's terminology there.
Yeah, but some people, when you're in the throes
well, that's what I'm saying.
of lust.
Well, that's,
it doesn't really matter.
It happens, but is there a word for it? I mean, like, the Fiesta Porta Potty.
Dude, now wait a second.
Well, that's happened. That's happened a lot. That happens more than you want to know.
Wow. Okay, well, that's cool.
I mean, it wasn't Fiesta, but I know a guy. Stephen Jones is joining us now. Absolutely. Let's talk with him. He's joining us now on the Buyers Barricades guest line. Thanks, Pledge. Stephen, I know it's been a busy Thursday for you. With what happened last week in Buffalo and with this big game coming up against Miami, how's the mindset been inside the building?
I think it's been really good. Obviously, we knew we were up against a very difficult situation in Buffalo, and they needed to win the game to keep their playoff hopes alive. And, hats off to the Bills. They played really well. We made some critical mistakes at the wrong times there early in the game, between the roughing the passer and the roughing the punter, and then had a chance maybe to have a fumble that we didn't end up challenging because it was so quick. And, we just you get behind a really good football team in a hostile environment like that, then you've got a big mountain to climb. So we feel good. Mike been coaching this team now for several years, and it's rare that it happens. It may have happened during the COVID year, but I don't think he's ever lost two back-to-back. He always gets his team ready to go. The energy levels have been good around practice this week, and I feel really good that we'll bounce back. This is going to be a tough game. We're playing on the road, obviously, against one of the best AFC teams in the league. They're explosive, all the way around. They're a well-coached team, and we'll have our hands full.
Stephen, just a little bit of a concern for Cowboy fans when it comes to injuries. We see Tyron Smith and Zach Martin, both of those guys. Can you give us an update on their status for Sunday?
Yeah, they continue to progress. We'll just have to see how it goes. But right now, I feel good, that we're going to be having, for the most part, a full hand. Hankins is probably a long shot, and Tyron's a work in progress, but I think Zach Martin's making a lot of progress. So we'll just have to see how it goes, but feel good about what we need to do. And, this team all year has been next man up if that's what we need. But same time, we've been fairly healthy, and we all know how important this game is to us.
And Stephen, you mentioned the fumble in Buffalo and the fact that they didn't show a replay on Fox and it was so bang. McCarthy didn't get a chance to challenge it. Is there something within the league about how quickly replays need to be shown? So, because I know fans and coaches are watching the same feed, in this case from Fox, but they never showed a replay. Is that part of something that the competition committee needs to look at when there's a play that close?
We've looked at it. That's something that's very difficult to manage. I mean, I guess at the end of the day, we finally, up to this point have lived with the fact that it's, it's part of it. And when you're at home, you can control the narrative better. When you're on the road, that's part of being on the road. So, you just got to make your decisions based on that. Mike understands that. And as well as anybody, he made the best call he could at the time, and you just move on from it.
Stephen, speaking of the officials, there's been a lot of criticism of the officials this year. First of all, your feelings on how you think they've done and what can make those guys better?
I think they do their job at a very high level. I mean, this day and time with the clarity of the screens that we have, the HDs, and you look at all the things that go with the replays and the scrutiny that comes. I think our officials do a hell of a job. I mean, our players aren't perfect on the field. The coaches don't always make perfect decisions, and the officials aren't always going to make perfect calls. So, so that's just part of it. We'll continue to obviously help them in any way we can, but it's real easy to point a finger when a couple things don't go right. We understand that, but overall, I think our officials do a good job. Can we always be better? Of course. Can the Cowboys improve over the next 3 weeks? Of course we can. Can the staff do better? Of course we can. That's part of the game that we're in.
Stephen Jones of the Dallas Cowboys joining us here on the Blitz. Big game this weekend in Miami. It's obviously Christmas time. I'm guessing a win on Sunday is probably the best Christmas gift that Jones can get, right?
I think I'll let them clear my whatever's under my tree out if we can get a win. I'll take that over anything and everything other than, as we all know, the health of our families and our friends. That's what we cheer for first and foremost, and what this season's all about. But as far as any type of Christmas gift I'm going to get, I'll take that one. I'll take that win against Miami.
Absolutely. I'm greedy. I want a big win in February. I've had an ornament for years that says all I want is a Cowboys Super Bowl win.
Well, you didn't go that far. If we end up in that is the ultimate gift. I didn't know that was on my list.
It's your list, man. It's all on there. Stephen, I know it's been a busy day for you. Appreciate you taking some time to come on with us down here in San Antonio. Have a Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, Stephen.
Hey, Merry Christmas to everybody. Appreciate all our fans, and hope y'all have a special holiday.
Appreciate it. Stephen Jones joining us on the Buyers Barricades guest line, where they provide traffic control, rental, and sales for San Antonio and beyond, online at buyersbarricades.com. So an hour and a half late, but
well, that's okay. I was happy we were right in the middle of our porta potty sex talk when Steven showed up.
Oh, man, he's been to some parties before.
I'm sure he has.
I'm glad he didn't drop in with what the code was. I don't know how much of that he heard.
Oh, my goodness.
Good Lord. Thanks, Pledge. Hey,
just
the
massive tea bag.
The Spurs play tonight.
They do.
There we
This is the AA Best Bail Bonds. Game night San Antonio on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Every game night, the Blitz with Jason and Joe get you inside and ready for tonight's game. Players, coaches, insiders. This is the AA Best Bail Bonds Game Night San Antonio. The pregame show starts now.
You know, an interesting one for the San Antonio Spurs tonight is they're on the road against the Chicago Bulls. Game night San Antonio brought to you by AA Best Bail Bonds. 210-225-2121 or online at mybestbailbonds.com. You look at Chicago and you say, all right, well, they're 11-17. Spurs are 4-22. When they played in San Antonio a couple weeks ago, I thought it was a winnable game. And, the Spurs did not win. Tonight, I kind of feel like it's a winnable game, but Chicago's been playing really good basketball as of late, including a big win over the in-season tournament champion Lakers. Although
that's
the Spurs
huge.
beat those in-season tournament champion Lakers as well.
That's huge to beat the champions. I mean, my goodness, what else can you say? The problem with the Spurs, they're going to get Wemby back. He'll play tonight. He didn't play on Tuesday, but Devin Vassell's been listed as questionable. He's got a stomach bug, apparently. And Keldon Johnson looks like he's going to play, but there was some question there too. So Spurs dealing with some injury, sickness issues. So we'll see if that plays any role. But getting Wemby back obviously is huge.
Well, and again, at 4-22, Keldon Johnson coming off of a big game the other night, 28 points in Milwaukee. Can he have a game like that with Wemby on the floor where Wemby can get the volume shots? I don't like seeing a box score where I see Keldon with more shot attempts than Wemby.
You know, that's the question of the day right there. Can these guys coexist? And I got to believe that that's part of what Pop is looking at and well, you're researching and trying to figure out and all of that, who can play with whom. And when obviously Wemby is the most important piece of that thing. So it'll be interesting to see, and hopefully they will put together a game today. Because, look, I'd like to sprinkle in a win every now and then, and I think Chicago's a winnable game.
7 o'clock tonight. You can watch it on Bally. You also have football on tonight. And, it's a Thursday, long holiday weekend coming up. Every Thursday about this time, we want to let you know what's on tap.
The Blitz wants you to know what's on tap. Presented by Sam's Burger Joint.
What's on Tap is brought to you by Sam's Burger Joint, online at samsburgerjoint.com, where you can check the entire calendar, get your tickets, their menu as well. They've got Adams and Chris Carroll tonight. Skyrocket, always fun on Friday night. Ken Slavin Swinging Holiday Show on Saturday. Lots of good stuff happening there at Sam's Burger Joint.
Yeah, and also tonight, if you look at this out at the Moody Center, and you ought to be out there, Pentatonics, that is an incredible group. They do it all without music. That's fantastic. The Rustic tonight has Sour Bridges. Paper Tiger with Bad Santa. And then you got Cowboys Dance Hall. What is that, Signo?
Now, how does a band play without music?
No music. They make all. You need to listen to them.
Is it no instruments?
No instruments, right? But it sounds like there are. You get a chance.
All right.
Listen to the Pentatonics. It's really cool stuff.
Green Hall tomorrow night. Cody Canada and The Departed. Paper Tiger on Friday has End Means. Wicked is at the Majestic now through January 7th.
You want to keep going? I can't find mine.
It's in your email. On Saturday, Frost Bank Center has some wrestling with AEW Collision. Kevin Fowler's Deck the Dance Halls tour is out at Green Hall. John Bowman at the Redbird, William Becken at the Brontex Theater. Tuesday night, Spurs back in town. They've got the Jazz. Pete Davidson out at the Aztec Theater.
Wow.
I'm looking because there was something else that I wanted to get to because, Pete canceled? I said his name and he just canceled?
Wow.
Oh, this afternoon. All right. Well, next Thursday out at the Aztec Theater, the Toadies are going to be playing out there.
Then we give tickets away for that, didn't we?
Oh, no, we're doing it right now.
We're doing it right now.
If you want to win tickets to go see the Toadies with special guest Local H for next Thursday night, a week from tonight, out at the Aztec, be caller number 12 right now. 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. Caller 12, you'll get to go see the Toadies out at the Aztec next Thursday night. What's on Tap brought to you by Sam's Burger Joint, online at samsburgerjoint.com.
Always like my meat big.
Grilling with the Blitz, presented by Tri-County Meat Market.
Well, let's talk meat.
Dude, this one kind of freaks me out a little. I won't lie to you.
It's big meat.
Although I picked it out and judged it. It's a pig, and it's in all its glory.
Well,
what do you call that? They got Dinesh's who did this oink oink.
Dinesh, congratulations, man. Whole hog. And I know Joe's afraid, but Joe's like, why don't they cut its head off? Because when you display this after you've done the whole hog, and that thing probably spun for hours, you put it on the table, and you start to make your cuts after you put an apple in its mouth and do a photo shoot like an Instagram model.
Well, what the hell do you put an apple in its mouth
So
for?
it looks better.
It looks better.
It looks better.
Poor guy. He might have wanted an apple before you roasted him.
Well, I mean, there's no point. I look at this photo, and this guy did a fantastic job because that skin looks perfect for being a whole hog. Greg Shelton's getting hungry just looking at it. I mean, he had clothesline bacon earlier, and there's like 7 different versions of it here. Imagine the pulled pork that this guy made, from the sandwiches to the nachos, was spectacular. Congratulations, man. You win yourself a $50 gift card to Tri-County Meat Market's Huebner Road location. If you're doing some grilling this weekend, ribs, prime rib, Joe's going to do a tri-tip tomorrow. I mean, whatever, you're taking photos of that great meat, upload them to the Grilling with the Blitz page at sasportstar.com for your chance to win a $50 gift card to Tri-County Meat Market.
Hey, take that thing off, will you?
What? You don't want the whole hog?
No.
You don't like fish with their head on it looking at you?
A hunk of ham. All right, I'll take that, where I can slice it myself and make a damn good sandwich.
Dude, I can't believe you've never done a whole hog barbecue.
I've never done a whole hog barbecue.
Well, we'll have to change that.
Oh, man.
Look at that.
Look at that.
For those of you watching on YouTube, our friends from Fly by Yingling just gave us a big old flight. So you know what this means, boys. Extra Innings with Pledge is next here on The Blitz.
Ladies and gentlemen, the weekend.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Follow Jason at Jason Menix and Joe Reinagle at Joe Reinagle 210 on YouTube and always at sasportstar.com.
Hey, Doc, you better back up. We don't have enough.